What is going on? Hey, oh, there we are. Phew, okay. I'm like, I thought, could you guys see my screen just now? I'm like, I don't even know how oh yeah, okay. Still see my screen or do you see me?
I see you.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I don't know what happened. I couldn't even figure out how to turn my, hold on, screen off. All right, great. What's up, Ari and friends, Zion? All right, cool. All right. Let's let me see here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute everyone.
Huh?
There we go. Everyone is muted. Otherwise, we're gonna have 30 people chatting at the same time, and that's not fun for anyone. Okay. So as more people come in, what's up, guys? Amber, Kaylee, Andrea. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Different time than last month. It is 6 p.m. in LA right now. I don't know what time it is for y'all wherever you are. I know that I think Jennifer said that she was staying up till midnight for this, so that's awesome. Let's see here. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make sure I got everyone. Great. So 9 p.m. here in Montreal, East Coast. Right on. Okay, so what I want to do for this month's chat now, I don't know, I know some of you caught my, I've been doing a couple check-ins on Facebook Live. We've been going through that. Those are saved to the page, and you can kind of check through those videos. Christine, 9 p.m., all right. But these monthly Zoom calls is where I'm going to dig into. From now on, I'm going to dig into kind of specific topics. And we'll take questions, of course, if you have them as well. But I want to kind of gear each monthly Zoom chat kind of within the topic that we're talking about. So if you have questions about that, awesome. If you do have questions about other things too, I'll try to cover those as well. But I'm going to prioritize kind of the topic at hand. So last time we talked, we dug deep into Spotify playlists. I want to review that a little bit because some of you did it, and then most of you, I think, were confused because only half of it was mostly done. So it seems like most people created, just for a little review and refreshment, if you weren't here last month, you should have gotten the email from Sonnet, and that was, if you want to look for that email, that's, I believe she said it was November 7th she sent it, so you can check your inboxes for that with the full assignment. Otherwise, I am creating a kind of a Google Doc of the Spotify and blog assignment, which we'll send out as well. So anyway, just to refresh what was last month's assignment, and we'll just cover it briefly and dig into it. So verify your artist profile on Spotify by going to spotifyartist.com. And I know that people were struggling with, well, there was, I think everyone was able, I believe, to verify their Spotify artists, their artist account on Spotify with not a problem. And most people got it done within about 24 hours they got verified. So that's good. And then it says create a playlist and add it to the playlist doc. Now, when we were chatting last month, I encourage you to create the playlist from your verified artist account. Now, Spotify has basically changed the way they operate in the sense that if you had gotten your artist account verified before the switch over, so like I think it was maybe 5 months ago and before, if you had already been verified, then you can create playlists. You are able to merge your personal Spotify account with your artist account. You're able to merge that. It seems that Spotify doesn't allow merging anymore, and that new Spotify artist accounts aren't able to create playlists. So this is kind of weird, and I hope Spotify changes this soon, but I know that a lot of people are researching this and trying to figure out how to create it, because I initially encouraged you to create playlists from your artist account, your verified artist account, which Spotify really likes. They actually encourage artists to create playlists. Now, how you can get around that is you can create a playlist from your personal profile, which is not a problem, and then you can save it to your artist account in Spotify Artists. So you can kind of feature any playlist there in your Spotify Artist account, and it's just spotifyartist.com. So if you're wondering kind of how to get to that, you can do that, and you get your verification there, and then you can save playlists, and then you can feature a playlist if you want. And then also what is good to know, and then I wanted everybody to follow everyone else's playlist. So there was a doc, and if you're on a computer and you want to go to the doc so we can kind of talk about this together, the doc here, I'll post it in the chat just so you have it. But the doc is also in the files section in the Facebook group if you're watching the replay. Here's the doc. Oh yes, the iOS app is amazing. Spotify Artists, Spotify for Artists. So you should download the app for your phone as well. So that is the doc, so we can kind of go through everyone else's playlist, and most of you did it, which is awesome. There's a ton of playlists on here. Now I want everyone to follow everybody else's playlist as well, so we start to get follower counts and start listening to them. If any of them look interesting to you, start listening to each other's playlists, because that's going to help kind of get the numbers up. So it's one thing to have follower numbers, but if it's an inactive playlist, that's not going to do much necessarily for you once you put your song in this playlist, because that's kind of the goal of creating our own playlist. Is we create a playlist that is similar to the kind of music that we make, and then we insert, after we've kind of built a following and we promoted this, then we insert our own song kind of near the top of that playlist, and it'll start to get plays that way. So and if you were let's see, most people did it right. So on this doc, you start with your name, and then let's see here. So yeah, the name, this is good how TJ did it and how Jordan did it. Put your name, and then in parentheses, your artist name, if the playlist is by your artist account. So like TJ did Lucidius, which is his artist name, and he actually created this account. I'm going to click onto it. So I'm going to search in my Spotify app. If you don't have Spotify open, I'd encourage you to open the desktop app on your computer as well, not the browser, not the website. So all of you should have the desktop app downloaded, because it's way better than the browser version, which is not really functional. So what I'm doing is I'm searching Lucidius on Spotify. I'm going to look at his playlist here. I found the artist. Now I'm scrolling down his account all the way to artist playlists, and I'm looking at that. And I found Hip Hop Gods. There's the one that he made, 567 followers. So I'm clicking on this one, and let's see here. Now, let's see. It's not loading. Now, you'll also see on Lucidius's account that he has these artist playlists. Now, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 playlists. That's a lot to have artist playlists. Now, I would recommend you keep all of your other playlists that you didn't create. Oh, yeah, good call. I will share my screen. Okay. Let me do this here. Okay. Good call. Thanks, Mary. Okay, can you see this, guys? Do you like this? Yeah, Jesse. Okay, thank you. I lost the chat by doing this. Okay, so this is, all right. This is Lucidius's account. So as we look on the doc here, I just copied his name. So put in parentheses who the playlist is by if it's not by your name. So he put Lucidius. So I went into Spotify. I'll show you how I did this. I went into Spotify and I just pasted Lucidius. There he is, artist. So I click on his artist account. And then I scroll all the way down to artist playlist right here. And so he has all these artist playlists. Now, he didn't create Rap Caviar. This one is created by Spotify. You see it says by Spotify. So there's 8.3 million followers on this one. But he has it listed here under artist playlist. Now, I would recommend, I don't know if TJ's here tonight, but I would recommend all of you only showcase the playlist here that you have created. So the way that you can do that is you're going to start to follow everybody else's accounts, and they're going to start, if it's by your artist account, they're going to show up here. So because Lucidius, because TJ's account is merged, just like mine is merged, all of his playlists that he follows show up down here. Now you don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to make it, make all of the playlists secret is what it's called, except for the ones that you follow. So like, I'll show you my account, how this works. So I'm going to go to, I'll go to my artist profile, and now you'll see here, all the way at the bottom are my artist playlists. So these are the ones that I've created. So this is my low volume funk playlist that is on the dock. And these are just the ones I've created. Now, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playlists listed here publicly. But if you look on my left side right here, these are all the playlists that I follow. So there's a ton of playlists that I follow, except none of them are public. I didn't want, 50 playlists listed under my artist playlist here. So you can follow a ton. And once we start following other people's playlists, you're going to have all of them listed here. So here's the Hip Hop Gods that we were talking about by Lucidius that I followed, and you'll have all of that. So you want to make all of the playlists, and what you can do. So like I went to this one, I follow it, and see how it says make secret? That's what I did. Or now it's make public. So now when I'm on my account, so you can follow any of these and you just click make secret. So let me go to back to the dock. Now I'll just go to Aaron's playlist. Is Aaron here tonight? Let's see. I can't see everybody. Let me pick someone's playlist. Well, I think so. All right, I'll click this. Now this is a little bit clunky because this now opens this in the browser. But once it's in the browser, as you can see here, I can just click follow right here. Now what would be good, so follow. Now see how it's by Aaron Brosef, not, actually let me close this out now, not Aaron Rhodes. So what I'm gonna do, and what everyone should do, is I'm gonna put like this. Aaron, hold on, let me get rid of that. Let's do, and then no highlight, none. There we go. Okay, so that's what it's under, because now I'm gonna go into Spotify. It is a little clunky, but I'll refresh it. Let's see here, and I went to, so I'm following this, so what I can do now is I can look up, find this user, Aaron Brosef, profiles, there he is. And then this is, it's the chill synth and indie vibes. I believe that's his one. Now this is just a user account. Now I'm already following this, as you see. Unfollow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make secret, because I don't want it listed on my artist profile. And just make sure here. Yep. Okay. It's still not listed there. These are only mine here. But it is, where did that go? What was it again? Chill synth and indie vibes. Yep, it showed up right here on the left side, as you can see that. So that's kind of how you go about following others. So he has 11 followers. So I want everyone to follow everyone else's account, or sorry, everyone else's playlist here. So you just kind of go down the stock and you just click, just like I did that. So Aaron's was that. So you click Jennifer's, we go here, click open, and you don't, I mean, what you can do is you can just go quickly like this, follow, and then, yeah, so now I followed it. And then I can close that out, and I go down to the next one. Click this, and follow. Okay, and then we can go back into our Spotify account, and they showed up right here. See that? And now when I go in here, I'm going to go here, make secret, here, make secret, and let me just double check. Yep, they're still not listed on my artist playlist. These are just the ones. So that's all the playlists over here that I'm following, and then these are my artist playlists that are showcased here. Now, if you just have a user account, if you just have the user account that's creating these playlists like Jennifer does, Shelton Brazil, you know, that's okay. You don't actually have to make it secret because it's not going to show up on your artist account. So I can see all of Jennifer's playlist here because I'm on her account. This is her personal profile. This is not her artist account. So if I wanted her artist account, Jennifer, let go. There we go. That's her artist account. And here's her section. I scroll all the way down, artist playlist, and she did it correctly here. So she listed these two playlists on her artist account. And how we can do that, and now we click it, and that's the same one, I'm following it. And so she listed it here, and that's how you can do it. And you do this within your Spotify artist account, spotifyartist.com. Make sure this goes here. And then let me get this out of the way. Okay, your account. And then we're gonna go to playlist. Oops. Playlist. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want profile. Okay. You can put, oh, you should put your bio there. So now, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can add your own bio now. Before you had to rely on All Music, you know, and like TiVo, which is, that's on like my 26 things to do before you release your song or album. But now in Spotify Artist, you can add your own bio. So just do that. You just click edit right there and boom, you add your bio. Promote your concerts or feature music at the top. All right, so I added Wikipedia bio here too. So here's artist playlist. So you can add these right here. And this is what's gonna showcase on your artist account. So you know what, I don't think I want the, I'm gonna get rid of Halloween, Alaska. Yeah, remove it. And I'm going to get rid of DMB side 2. No, I'm going to keep the DMB. But I got rid of Halloween, Alaska. So I'm going to go back to this, and let's just check it out. Let's see how quick this does it. And you know what? Come to think of it, I think they changed this. So let me show you real quick. Yep, that's it. So now I can't click right. So now it got rid of that Halloween, Alaska playlist. And just so you know, I think they actually changed it. I don't think you actually need to make these do that secret thing anymore. That's how you used to do it, so it wouldn't show up there. But I'm going to test this out because I think now all the playlists are right here, and this is how you manage them instead of doing the make secret thing. So that make secret, let's just test this out. They change this stuff so frequently. All right, so let me just follow someone else's playlist and see how. Not that one. Here we go. All right, so let me do Jesse's. Oh, this isn't linked. There we go. Okay. Jesse. Pop Vibes. Follow. Okay. Now let me go here. There it is. It showed up right there. Pop Vibes. Now let's refresh my page and let's see if it showed on my artist. Okay, it's not showing up on our artist playlist. Now let's look at my account profile. Okay. Yeah, it's not showing there either. Great. Okay, so you don't actually have to make it secret anymore. Oh, whoop, somebody came on. Hello. Mute yourself. Okay. Oh, how do let me stop the share. All right. There we go. Zion has a question. Hold on a second. I see your hand up. Let me get to you. I'm just trying to mute whoever is making that noise. Mute. All right. Okay. 1 second, Zion. I'll get to you in a sec. Okay. So this is how you get those artists. Let me go back to this just to refresh. This is how you get the playlist on your artist page in your Spotify artists right here. You scroll down to here, artist playlist, and it's listed right here. Does that make sense? Okay. And then this is where it says what playlist that your songs are on. So Discover Weekly, Spotify's, and then these two of 612. So I don't know why Spotify only shows me 3 of 612. I believe these are probably the biggest 3 of the 612, but I'm not sure about that. I've asked them for clarification, but they haven't given it to me. So in the last 28 days, I've gotten 9.7 thousand streams from Discover Weekly. I've gotten 60 from Tuesday Morning and 39 from I Drove All Night, Celine Dion. What? I Love You But. Oh, I see. That's the song. So my song, I Love You But. It's supposed to be comma, but I didn't actually upload the song. I'm a featured artist with Terrence Sutton. I know that's kind of a weird name. It doesn't mean I love your butt. It means I love you, comma. But anyway, it was it was a collaboration with the YouTuber Terrence Southern, and she missed the comma, but whatever. Anyway, so somebody featured our song. It's because the song is I love you, comma, but goodbye is like the chorus. That's the refrain. Anyway, we didn't think that one through. So this is a collaboration that we did. So, okay, somebody put our collaboration on the Drove All Night Celine Dion playlist. I want to click and see this one. I haven't actually seen this one. This must be new. So you can look at, okay, oh, I see. So there's a lot of Celine Dion. There's Leanne Rimes, Blake Shelton, I don't like looking at on here because this doesn't work well. So I'm going to go to this one. And actually what we can also do, I'm on my artist profile here. And if you click about, you can see the playlist here as well, discovered on. So there it is. I Drove All Night. You see how I did that? Artist profile, click about. And so it's right there. So now I got it all right. So now I'm going to filter by artist. Actually, let's do title. And let's find I Love You But. There it is. I Love You But. Terrence Southern and Ari Hurstan, which you can't quite see. But there we are. So it's on this playlist. Anyway, all right. So that is now, okay, let me take a question. Let me take Zion's question. Zion, hit me. What's your question, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Just real quick, I just had 2 things. One was as far as when you update things on your artist page, I noticed a lot of times it doesn't show up in the Spotify app until I close the app out and reopen it. So just, I don't know if you're seeing that on your end, but it doesn't for some reason refresh. Anyway, because you were looking to see if you had updated something, and I was like, well, you might help if you close it out and reopen.
Yeah, here, let me look at my phone because this one seems to, the playlist on the left side seemed to populate instantly, but let me double check on this. But let's do that. Let's see if that playlist that hold on a second. So here's the thing. I'm refreshing my artist page. With that artist scrolling down. Okay, the playlists are still there like that. It seemed to do it pretty instantly because I deleted that Halloween Alaska playlist and that's not here anymore.
Okay, so maybe it's just on my end.
It could be. It could be. And if you don't have the latest version of Spotify, I don't know. They update this stuff all the time, so you might want to download it.
I'll check. The other thing I was going to say is you can put all those playlists that you're following into folders over on the left. Because I'm like you, I have 1,000 playlists I like to kind of check in on.
Yep. So here, create a folder. So let's do this. I'm going to create one. Good call. do the money music, and then I'm going to do this one.
Yeah.
Put it in there. Do that. And why isn't it? Oh, I see. There we go. Okay. Oh, there we are. Perfect. So this is what you can do. That's a great call for the people who want to keep things organized.
Yeah, because I have like a 6-figure songwriting stuff of just students that have made playlists, and that helps me not mix them all up with the other ones I follow.
Cool. So yeah, do this. That's a great call. Thank you, Zion.
You bet.
And then we can keep these other ones. Awesome. Okay. Anything else? Was that it? Oh,
that was it for me right now. Thanks.
Cool. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Zion. So that's awesome. So yes, create a folder. That'll help you keep everything organized. And then you'll see it. If you click on your folder, you'll see right here all the playlists that you can keep and organize. That's awesome. Okay, great. All right. Now after you follow everybody's playlist here, I hope that was clear. And then you've created, so the playlist that you've created, just to refresh real quick, you go to, Bronwyn, let me, 1 second. So just to refresh, Spotify artists, we're going here, and the playlist that you have created, you go profile, see what I'm doing here, profile left side. And then you scroll down and you do, so if I had created, let me pick one of these again. If I had created chill yoga, I would go like this, chill yoga. And I would find the one by One Rainbow. There's a lot of chill yogas. And I would I would click it and I would add it. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't want it to show up on my artist account. But that's how you would do it. Or songs to cry and dance to when you're drinking alone at home. Best title ever. Songs to cry and dance to when you're drinking. Let's just see if that shows up as something. Where are these? Well, should be here somewhere. But you would click it and then it would show up on your artist account right there, like this. Okay. Anyway, let's, Bronwyn, you had a question. Hit me. Or did you lower your hand?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's not necessarily a question and I don't want to like steer in a different direction, but I just wanted to comment on, and I don't know like what else you're going to talk about today. So I don't want to completely divert your flow, but I just wanted to say, last week we were talking about emailing playlisters, and I got that song that was on Mindhunter a couple months ago, and I just searched like the same day that we finished the playlist. I mean the call, and I got myself on one of the Mindhunter, like people just like put together playlist for shows, and I just emailed the guy, and because he had his email on there, it's not the official one, but it's the one that has the most followers. That's the one. And I just emailed him and I asked him if he would put one of the 2 songs on there, and he was like, oh yeah, sure. And so now I've got like 7,000 listens of one song in a month, and it's like,
hey,
I didn't do anything.
Hell yeah, that's how you do it. No, you did do something. That's it. There it is, right here. Amazing.
Yeah. So like, I guess if anybody knows that they have their songs on a show or something, like find the show, because there's like 7 other Mindhunter playlists. I just haven't gotten in contact with all of them. But like, if anybody else has songs on shows, like do that.
Yes, I love it. Great job. And yeah, right here says accepting submissions at musicfordrinking@gmail.com. Perfect. So that was, and 21,000 followers. Amazing. Now, perfect. Thank you, Bronwyn. Thanks for sharing. Amazing. Sure. Nice work. Okay. Whoops. All right. So, all right. Speaking of other playlists. Now, I hope that's all clear on how you create your own playlist. And we put added to this document and we follow everyone else's playlist. Now, what I want to dig into, Katrina, did you have a question about creating our own playlist?
Yes.
What's up?
Can you hear me? Because I'm so confused right now. I don't know where I am on this. So I do see you, but that's and thank you for the information, Steve. I could not find raise your hand.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions. First, I just missed what Bronwyn said as far as look, because if you're on a show, what did she just say? Go to find. I missed that.
So,
that was part of
let me
my
tell you
questions.
real quick. Let me slow it down. So she was on Mindhunter, the Netflix TV show. And if do you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so on Spotify right here, I go to search
Oh, there it
and
is.
I search Mindhunter.
Yes.
And so that is the TV show she was on. And then you scroll down to playlists. See this?
Oh yeah.
And I click see all playlists. So these are all the playlists of Mindhunter playlists that people have created. Now, what's interesting is this one was created by Netflix, and that only has 1,500 followers. So that's the official one. But this person, whoever J whatever, let's just click on his profile. You know, all of his other followers. So he's created a few TV show playlists: White Famous, Gotti, The Incredible 2 soundtrack. But his Mindhunter one got really popular. And so Bronwyn, right here at the top, see in this description, it says accepting submissions at musicfordrinking@gmail.com. So Bronwyn just emailed them and said, hey, my song was on Mindhunter this episode. You want to include it? And then they did, and it's right here. I Can't Think by Bronwyn. Anyway, what's your question?
Okay, well, that's awesome, because I will thank you for bringing that up, because I am on a Netflix show, so I'm going to check that out. And also, my question is, I got verified as an artist. I'm completely new as far as having a profile on Spotify. I've been on Spotify, guested on a few albums that have been on there for a few years, but this is all very new, like working the Spotify system. So I am now an artist, but when I'm in my Spotify on my desktop, I can't see my artist profile though. So I have to have there's two different ways to get into, because I don't see it in my account, even though I was verified as an artist. I see it on my phone.
Okay.
And then if I look me up, it says that I'm Katrina Blackstone as an artist, but it's not showing up on my, like, there's not a part on my Spotify that says that as artist or user. Do you see what I'm saying? It just says user. And that's one part of the question. And then I had one other part of the same kind of thing about Spotify.
So are you able to get into your Spotify artists right here, this account on the desktop? Or are you saying that you can't get into?
No, I don't. I'm not seeing that on the desktop.
Okay, so when you go to spotifyartist.com, are you able to log in?
Oh, if I go not via my app, via like just going to.
So you go to spotifyartist.com. So
okay,
in the
I'm
browser,
sorry.
you are,
I haven't tried that yet. I haven't tried that yet. I'm sorry. I'll check that out. I'm sorry if that's a stupid question. I have never done this before, so I got it. Okay.
No worries. So what you're saying, so what's your name on, what's your artist name?
Katrina Blackstone.
Okay, let's look it up. Katrina Blackstone.
So that's from that's me from like my EP from 7 years ago. And now that you're on there, this here lies one of the other issues that I have, because when I saw this the other day and it verified me, I realized that it doesn't have my new album because I dropped Katrina. So it's just Blackstone. So I emailed the label to ask them, and also when you search Katrina Blackstone on iTunes, it also, my latest album from 5 weeks ago doesn't come up. It comes up under DJ Vadim, but not my name, just because I dropped Katrina.
Gotcha. So, is this your artist account, Blackstone?
No, you see me right down there where it says double-sided, it's the brown, right there, double-sided on the bottom. Yeah. That is part of that's my new album, but it doesn't list under me as, it just is listed under DJ Vadim because I didn't use Katrina and that. So I don't know what to do about that.
Okay. So what you need to do is, who did you use to distribute it?
It is a British label. It's an independent British label. I guess they put everything up. So I did email them. They're not the fastest in getting back to things. So I wanted to see if there's something else I could do to be proactive about it. But I did email them.
Yeah, no. What you have to go through your distributor or your label. So since this was through a label, your
Okay.
label has to clear this all up with Spotify since they're the distributor. They're the ones that got it to Spotify. And so there aren't like a bunch of different people hitting Spotify from every different angle. They prefer to work through the distributor.
Okay.
So that's your label. So you need to go to the label and say, hey, can we organize this and fix this? And so that's you working with the label to get it fixed.
Okay, well, I'm so thankful that we had this homework because I didn't realize that for the past month it doesn't connect to me as an artist, which sucks because with all the other stuff I've done, then that means they're not being directed towards the new music, which is a bummer. I didn't realize that.
And you would have to get your label to merge your Katrina Blackstone. I mean, I don't think they can merge it really because this was released officially under a different name. It's like two different artists completely. So the only way to do that really that I can think of is on your Blackstone release is to have featuring Katrina Blackstone, which is kind of weird, like you have here, which is DJ Vadim.
Yeah.
On this document. So this one is I see it says right. I see that DJ Vadim and Blackstone. So this is basically like featuring DJ Vadim. So if we go to DJ Vadim's account and then we go to we see this and it's on his page. It has Blackstone featured here. See that?
Yeah.
And then on your page, it has DJ Vadim. Those are the two artists on this thing, and they list them on both pages. So the only way to like fix that would be also having it by Blackstone, and you would say Blackstone, comma, Katrina Blackstone, just like it says, comma, I'm the Dreamer. But I wouldn't recommend that just because that's going to get really confusing. The way to do that would be basically you'd have to take down this album if you want to put this back up, and you take it down and then you redistribute it under the name Blackstone, not Katrina Blackstone. Or you just have them on two separate accounts, which is totally cool. I mean, look at Tom Petty has two things up there. Look at Tom Petty. You have Tom Petty, which is these, and then you have Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, which is a totally separate account. So they haven't merged those either. So if you look at like American Girl is #1 Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker song, but if you're on Tom Petty's account, American Girl isn't even listed here because American Girl was released under Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, not under Tom Petty. Under Tom Petty, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, but I guess, but that's Tom Petty, you know, like for someone like me who's just now, I'm actually finally getting some traction. But Love to Love, one of my songs already has 120,000 listens in the past month. So that's not being driven back to my other stuff, and my other stuff that is popular in different places, like on my Club de Cuervo soundtrack that I'm on. That when they go to see me, they're not coming to see my other albums. So then I feel like I'm missing. That was like I feel like I messed up by dropping Katrina.
Well, I mean, it's
Ari, I have an idea.
Yeah.
How about she make a playlist of her songs and then like of her different artist songs and then feature them on her different accounts?
Brilliant. Thank you, Christina. That's how to do it.
Okay.
All right. Create I love that. Thank you.
Nice.
See, we're all in this together. So what you would do, that's exactly how you do it. So what you do is you create a playlist that says the definitive Blackstone or something like that. And then you put this under there's a lot of album releases under Blackstone. These are probably not all you, I'm assuming.
No.
So you have to get your label to clear that up. Like you don't want all of this nonsense on your account. So is this Round Dance singing? Nope. No. I'm assuming back in the days, not you tricking. All right, you got to get your label to fix this. This shouldn't be here. But anyway, you do the definitive Blackstone. That's brilliant. And then you put, so you don't have any playlist featured under your Spotify artist account. So what you do is you go to spotifyartist.com, like we did this before, and you go to profile, and then you scroll down to artist playlist, and you type in here, once you create it, definitive Blackstone. But it's not going to show up because you haven't created it yet. So you have to create the playlist first.
Got it.
Then you do it, and you feature it on artist playlist. So then it'll show up right here under artist playlist, but you don't have any, so it doesn't show up there. But then what you can also do, what you want to do is check this out. In your Spotify artist account here, see this section on the profile that says promote your concerts or feature music at the top of your profile right there. So I'm going to click that. And if you had a concert, you could feature it, but we're not going to do that. So you can, I'm going to feature this playlist. And this is what you can do. You can feature this playlist. So I just featured it. Oh, you can add an image. This is totally new. All right. I'm not going to do that right now. Let me, no background image. But next time we can put a background image there. So that's cool. So save it. Now I saved it. So this is my artist pick. You see that? You can only do one artist pick at a time and it expires in 14 days. So I'm going back to my account. Let's refresh it. It didn't refresh. It might take a second, or I may have to restart it. Let's do that. Let's restart it. And okay. Here we go. Spotify. Let me show you where this shows up. Okay, here we are. It's right here. See that? Right at the top. Artist pick. So this is where you could put the definitive Blackstone.
Okay.
Or, you know, all Blackstone music. And then you can feature this and post by. So what I actually want to say on this is I want to edit this and I want to say what I'm listening to, or let's say I'm digging this. Save it. So now that's going to be my message that shows up here. Let's see if it'll do it. If I got to refresh it, I'll quit it again. And so then you can put whatever message you want. So I put I'm digging this. And then that's, I think, let's see, going to show up right. I'm digging this. See that? Cool. So now when anyone goes to my artist profile, it has this as the very first thing they see. So that's how you can do it. High five, Katrina. High five. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the suggestions and the help. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And Christina, thank you for that. High five, Christina. Awesome. Good call. Okay. Oopsies. All right. Okay. I want to move on from this, and because we could be talking about this kind of stuff all night. But now the next part of that assignment was to hold on. Let me pull this up here. Okay. So we had, close this down. Okay. That was verify your artist on Spotify by going to spotifyartist.com. Then it was create a playlist from your artist account and add it to the playlist doc, which we were just looking at, which is this. Then follow all other playlists from this doc, which we talked about and you're going to do. Then 4, join 5 Facebook groups with members who would get into your playlist. Do not promote your playlist to them yet. Wait a month to get to know the etiquette of the group and tighten your own playlist flow. So over the last month, what you guys should have been doing and what you can start doing if you haven't done it yet is keep working on your playlist to make your playlist feel awesome. So my playlist, Low Volume Funk, I've been working on for about 6 months. It started with, I think, about 30 songs, and now we have 52 because I've been adding about one a week, one every other week. And for the first month or so, I didn't make it public. I mean, I didn't promote it to anybody because I wanted to just listen to it and make sure that the flow worked, because the flow is really important. What they say is that if they're listening through, and it's almost like mixtapes from back in the day or mix CD, you know, if song 2 is very jarring from song 1, people are going to get off of the playlist right away. It's like, whoa, that was so startling and it was jarring. You don't want that. You want the playlist to flow. And you can put, maybe that song 2 isn't supposed to be at number 2 spot. Maybe it needs to be down here. Like if you listen to this playlist, you'll kind of feel the flow, as in like, this, this Lake Street Jive song wouldn't fit up here, so I put it down here. But this Emily King song worked really well right here. So it's just kind of the flow of that. So once you feel really good about the flow, and simultaneously you're going into Facebook groups with members who would get into your playlist. So how I did it was I went initially to I mentioned last time, which was the Wolfpack fan club. So I went to the Wolfpack fan club, Wolfpack. This one has 24,000 members, but when I was doing, they are growing rapidly. When I did it, it was like maybe 10,000 members or something. And I just promoted him. Like, I said, I just said, hey, I've been listening based on all your suggestions from the last few months on songs that everyone digs after Wolfpack. I made a playlist, a Spotify playlist from it. Here you go. And everyone was so thankful. It wasn't like promotion. It was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Wow, I was waiting for someone to do this, because people say like, what are you listening to when you're not listening to Wolfpack or something like that? And people would just put suggestions. So I would like write these suggestions down and I added it to the playlist. And so most of the followers are from this Wolfpack fan club. Now, I haven't promoted playlist anywhere else on the internet other than to you guys. And so for the most part, that's where most of these followers are coming from. So what I want you to do is find, now there's a group. It's a closed group. You have to, get into it. What I want you to do is join 5 Facebook groups, similar to like the Wolfpack, like I was showing, but different ones. So find ones that would work with your playlist. So like, let's look at, let me get it in my music. Let me check out like, all right, chill yoga. This is a good one, chill yoga. Now what you can do is you don't need to go to fan clubs of these artists. You can go to, I don't know, let's look at, man, there's going to be a million. Yoga and movement research community, that just showed up right away. All right, let's see what that is. Here it is, 21,000 members, yoga and movement research community. So I would click it. It's a private group. You have to click join. So I'd recommend One Rainbow. I already forgot who made this chill yoga playlist. Let me find this. Who made chill yoga? Chill yoga. Anna Lobby. Okay, so I would recommend that Anna goes to joins this group, and don't promote. And then look at this on the right side, suggested groups. Isn't this great? So then Anna can join all these groups. There's this one. I would have never thought to search what Ashtanga Home Practitioners Network, the Yoga Show, Yin Yoga Network. You can click all these. So you join them, you get the etiquette. So join 5, and you get the etiquette of the lingo. Why I called my playlist Low Volume Funk is because that's a Wolfpack term. Like everyone was calling like low volume meant like hip. And so I called it Low Volume Funk. And the description here is based on like a Wolfpack quote. So, you get the etiquette. So when you, Oregon Freeman, right? You like that? Yeah, that's great. Right. Those are buddies of mine in LA, Oregon Freeman. So then you get the etiquette. So then you interact as a member of this community. So don't like blast into this group and be like, hey, follow my playlist. No, that's the wrong approach. What you want to do is you start responding to people. You ask questions. You get in the vibe. You become an active member of this community. Then once people start to know you, you may post like a few weeks later. Then you can say, hey all, if any of you are on Spotify, I made this yoga Spotify playlist, which I think you'll dig. Here you go. Let me know what you think, or if there are any other songs that would fit well in this. And asking them to participate is also really good. So you can say, let me know if there are any other songs that you'd recommend adding to the playlist. So that is, and now, okay, so that's, does that make sense? Yes? Okay. So that's this part. So that was number 4. And now number 5 is, now this is what no one did. Like 2 people did. Add 10 user-generated playlists with 500 plus followers to the playlist sheets. This is what I want everyone to do for next time. Here are the playlist sheets. Now, it's in the file section on our Facebook group. This is the playlist sheet. So now no one really did this. And added by, so I have 3 there. Anna has 3. Ricky has 1. Carrie has 2. Mark has 3. Okay, I want everyone to put 10. 10. And what these are, now why I put these in red, I just put these in red because this is not correct. We want, okay, Jesse, 10 what? 10 playlists. So 1, this is 1, French Bistro Music is 1, Low Volume Funk is 2, Acoustic Lounge is 3. And what this is, now these are, you're doing playlist research, so let me explain. With 500 plus followers, a playlist sheet of user playlists, not your own, with music similar to yours. So, what you do is whatever style of music you are, you search, you find these kinds of playlists, and we don't want, so let's do yoga. So let's say you do like chill music, you know, maybe acoustic chill music, and you think yoga would work for this. Okay, so we're gonna look at yoga, and I'm gonna see, I don't wanna go too fast for you. Let me know if I'm going too fast. All right, Andrea, let me share that link. Okay, so the playlist sheets are right here. Okay, so I went into Spotify, the app. I typed in yoga at the top. Then I'm going to scroll all the way down to playlists. See this? Now what I'm going to do is I'm ignoring every playlist. Oh, look at that. Anna shows up first. Well, that's because I follow it. All right, I'm going to ignore every playlist that is by Spotify. We don't want those. We don't want the ones by Spotify because there's no way we're going to get in touch with these people. So we want users. So Yoga Girl is a user. Now she's an Instagram star, so you know we might not want to add that. So let's say between 500 and 200,000. Let's see this one. Let's do 500. I mean 200,000, but this one. Let's do this. Let's do 350,000. Okay, followers. Because this is what happens. So this one, which is great, Acoustic Lounge Show, has 376,000 followers, which fine. Anna found it, and she said, I contacted this guy on October 1st, and his message was, hi, thanks for getting in touch. I get hundreds of requests to consider songs for my playlist. That's because he has 376,000 followers. I am pretty time poor, and so I've developed a submission system whereby you can get priority review of your songs. If you'd like to go ahead, it's a fee of $20 per song for review. You can PayPal the money to joeme@me.com. Please note, I'll definitely listen to it, but it doesn't guarantee that I'll get added to the playlist. It takes about 2 weeks for me to decide. Once the money has been paid, I'll send you a link to submit the songs. You can submit multiple songs if you wish. So that's what some people are doing. Now, this is similar to Submit Hub, which we're going to get into in a little bit. So that's why, so we show here, so like this Yoga Girl, let's look at this playlist. So, you know, this has, she's got 143,000 followers to this one. But if you look at her on Instagram, I just know Yoga Girl from Instagram. She's got, I think she's like an Instagram star, celebrity, Yoga Girl, 2.1 million followers. So she might be pretty untouchable. But let's look at Yoga Flow. This is perfect. Yoga Flow, 17,488. So this is what we could do. We would go like this. You'd go, whoopsies, Yoga Flow. And this is creator name. And I'm just going to copy this. Oops. Let me click it. Logan. Oh, it's not going to let me select it. All right, fine. Logan R. Webster. Logan R. Webster. Yep. Okay. Follower number. How many was that? 17,488. 17,488. Genre. Let's do genre or vibe, because a lot of these are based on vibe. And so this looks like it's just like chill rock. I'm gonna call it chill rock. We got some My Morning Jacket, Death Cab, The Fray, Guster. 311 isn't that chill. Maybe this song is. Whatever, chill enough. Okay, yeah, that's pretty chill. I remember that song. All right, so I'm gonna put chill rock. Oh, someone just added a bunch. Cool. Chill rock. Updated. So when was this updated? I'm gonna click this button here. And whoops, this was updated. Okay. Well, this was updated like a year ago. Over like a year and a half ago. So this may not be one that you'd prioritize. We'll add it just because I've already started on it. But you want playlists that are regularly updated, but you can still hit them up. Okay, so let's do, I'm going to say, what is it? It is 7/9/2016. Okay. So that was when it was updated. And then creator contact. So this is now where it's going to take some work. So it was created by Logan R. Webster. And Jesse, I'm going to hit you in just a second. Logan R. Webster. So I'm going to search on Facebook for Logan Webster. Let's do Logan R. Webster. Let's just see. Now, Logan Webster is a very common name, so this might prove to be quite difficult. But what I'm looking for is this profile photo. So if you see it, oh, it's right here. Oh, that wasn't that difficult. Oh my gosh. Am I friends with him? Ah! Are we friends? We're totally friends. Wait, are we friends? Maybe we're not friends. Why can't I friend? I can message him. Oh, maybe he doesn't accept friend requests. Okay, just kidding. I'm like, man, that would have been random. Okay, anyway. So then you would send him a message and you'd say, hey, Logan. Yeah, his profile. So this is, see how this is his profile photo and this is on Spotify. It's the same one. So I know that this is the same Logan Webster. This is kind of that like, this is this investigative work that we're doing on. So you'd send him a message and be like, hey, Logan, really love your, love your Yoga Flow Spotify playlist. It's how I discovered Trevor Hall. Thank you for making it. That's what I would recommend as your first message. Okay, just that, not pitching your own music. Then when he responds, be like, oh, thanks so much. That's great. Yeah, I love Trevor Hall. That was, I'm glad you dig it. Then you hit him back and be like, you know, I'm a musician as well. And I think actually this song, so let's say I wanted to pitch one of my songs. So I go to my Spotify account and I'd be like, you know, I think this song would work really well on on your playlist. This is message number 2, mind you. So I'm going to click, see what I'm doing here? This is how you get the link to your songs. You click share, copy song link. You see that? So you just go to your account. You can do this for any song. It doesn't have to be your own. But all right, so I click this. I click share, copy song link. And then the second message, I would basically paste that song link in there. And yeah, I'm going to say, hey, I'm actually a musician, and I think this song would fit nicely in this playlist. Would be honored to be included. That's it. One sentence as a response as the second message that you send once they respond. Does that make sense? And then you link them to the to your song on Spotify, of course. Not your website, obviously not SoundCloud, not iTunes. We're dealing with Spotify, so you want to grab the link to Spotify. Does that make sense? Okay, great. And I am a big Trevor Hall fan, Sam, as well. Okay, cool. So I hope that clears up. Let me get out of Logan's switch. What this is. So, and if you can, who added this? Evan. Hey, Evan, can you add the date? I mean, the year. You put July 13th. I don't know if that is, I'm assuming, well, I don't know what year that is. So make sure you add the years because, well, I'm assuming this is all 2017, but this dude didn't update it since 2016. So let's put, and 3 hours ago. And then Mark, can you put the date, not 3 hours ago, not 14 days ago? And I know that it says that sometimes here. So like, for instance, this isn't a good example because these are all years, or dates. But sometimes if a playlist, yes.
Can I just format that column E so that it's always the same kind of date? So I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to just select the whole column.
Yep, go for it.
Okay.
Hit me. Yeah, do it.
Oh, it's already selected as date.
Okay, great.
Interesting.
I see. So he added it. Awesome. So this one, the reason it's 3 hours and 14 days ago, I'll show you why he did that. Because if we go to like the Fresh Finds playlist, you'll see it says 13 days ago. When it's within 2 weeks, I believe they just put the date, how many days ago or 3 hours ago. So, but I don't want you to put 13 days ago. You have to do a little math in your head. So, you pull up your calendar and be like, okay, 1, 2, 1, 13. Okay, so that was November 21st. That was 13 days ago. So then you'd write on the doc, November 21st, right here, instead of 14 days ago. Okay, make sense? Great. Cool, so I want everyone to add, what did I say? 10 user-generated playlists, yes. And so with at least 500 followers. And so 10 user-generated playlists, not this one, because it's by Spotify. We're looking for, and now, okay, Jesse said pop is gonna be tough. Now, yes, but let's get creative. So let's think, Jesse, give me an artist who's similar to you in the pop genre that is not super big. Let's say medium.
Julia Michaels.
Okay, she's pretty gigantic, but we'll go with Julia Michaels. Okay, I mean, she's new, but actually you guys know that Julia Michaels co-wrote Sorry with Justin Bieber. Yeah. Julia Michaels was actually you should listen to her episode on And the Writer Is, if you haven't yet. That's a great podcast, And the Writer Is, where they interview, everyone here would enjoy this podcast, And the Writer Is. You should listen to this podcast. Basically, Ross Golan, who is a hit songwriter, he interviews other hit songwriters, and they just talk about the craft of songwriting and how they got into it. So I listened to Ross's interview with Julia, and it was really interesting. Man, she started songwriting when she was 16. Professionally. Song started professionally. Oh, she wrote Issues. Oh, no, that's her song, Issues. 500 million streams. But anyway, okay, so this is what we would do. Let's search Julia Michaels. So I'm not going to click on our artist page. What we would do, oh, you see how this person did it, Katrina? This is Julia Michaels, created by Spotify, but that's how you do it. And they just did, this is Julia Michaels. So you could do, this is Blackstone or Katrina Blackstone or something. So featuring Julia Michaels. So let's check out, these are actually all going to be created by Spotify, I would imagine. Okay, so what you do is Julia Michaels, I'm going to scroll down. Let's go to playlists. Now, do you see this, Jesse? Here is all these playlists that have Julia Michaels included. So instead of searching pop, now let's search Julia. So we search Julia Michaels. So let's grab one that's pretty decent. Okay, how about this one? 1,800 followers. Or let me do somebody's name. Well, this is a user account. So 1,800 followers. Now this is a little off because it's not somebody's name, so it's just a number. So we're not gonna be able to find this user, so don't include that one. Okay, so let's do this one. 630 followers. Now this is a fairly current one. This was updated in June, and 630 followers. So I would put this one. Playlist is called. So I'm gonna do it right now. I'd go, oh, okay, people are doing this as we speak, so I'm just going to do a few down so we don't overlap. I'm gonna do playlist name, issues, Julia Michaels. That's the name of this playlist. That's just, I don't know. Next, it is the creator name. Creator name is Bernadine. Bernadine. Okay. Bernadine. 3. Followers. There were 630 followers. Genre vibe. Pretty straight pop, it seems. Yeah, but let's do, well, this is like just straight down the center pop. I was trying to see if I could put it in a category. Julia Michaels is more of that singer-songwriter pop. But now we also have like Kendrick, we have Adam Levine, we have Calvin Harris, so this is just pretty much, I'm gonna go down the center pop. And then this was 2017, so June 29th, 6/29, 2017. Oh, I see how they did it. Whoops, 6/29. I'm gonna try to keep the formatting consistent. Great. And then creator, contact, name, Twitter, email. So I'm going to, Jesse, I'm going to let you do the research on this Bernadette and see if you can find this user. If not, I mean, sometimes what you can do, you can look at their followers. Sometimes it's their friends. You can find mutual friends on Facebook. But this one doesn't have a profile photo either, so that's going to be actually really tough to find this person's account. So that's why, but anyway, that's kind of how you do it for pop playlists and stuff like that. And you can just kind of go down and we can do this. So how about this one? Killian Nuge in winter 2018, and then we can search Killian Nuge on Facebook and maybe he comes up too, and we'll look for this photo. Okay, make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so that's the second half. So I want everyone to kind of find 10 playlists that are within kind of that your music would fit well into, and you're going to add it to this doc. Because then this is how we go after these playlisters. So just like I did before, I found them on Facebook. I send a message, say, hey, I love your, to get back to, whoopsies. Oh, stop share. That's what I want. Sorry. Okay. I'm back, right? You can see my face. I'm so not good at this. Okay, great. Hi. Okay. So what you would do is you message them and you say, just to refresh, hey, love your playlist, Yoga Works. It's how I discovered Trevor Hall. You know, just want to express my appreciation for this playlist. Cool. Then wait till they respond. And you can actually, I would also encourage you to friend them. Send them a friend request. Send them a friend request, because if you're not friends with them, your message goes straight to their other inbox, or they call it something different now, but it's that other inbox that no one ever looks at. So send them a friend request. Once they accept your friend request, then you can send them a message with just a period, because then your full message thread will show up in their inbox. We're getting like real hackery with Facebook right now, okay? Just so you understand what's happening here. You send them a message, you send them a friend request. The first message does not talk about you as an artist or your music. You just say, hey, I love your playlist. It's how I discovered this artist. Thank you. Friend request. They friend it, and you send another message, just a period, which then will show up in their inbox. They'll get that message in their inbox. Then they'll respond, and they'll say, oh, cool. I'm glad you dig it. Thanks. Then you respond back, and you say, yeah, absolutely. Also, just want to, I'm actually an artist also, and I think this song would fit nicely on the playlist. Would be honored if you included it. And I'll be sure to blast it out to my following, or something like that. Or you don't even say that. You just say, I'd be honored if you include it. Do it in your own words. And then they're like, oh, cool. Okay, they'll listen to your song, and if they like it, they'll include it on the playlist, and they probably will. Okay. So, Zion, do you still have a question? Sorry, your hand's been up for a little while. Zion?
Nope. I'm good, man.
Oh, I'm going to lower your hand then. Okay. Boom,
Sorry.
lowered. Okay. No worries. Okay. Cool. Make sense? Yeah. I see the nods. Okay. Thank you. All right. Awesome. Moving on. Can we move on? Let's move on. All right, I'm going to delete these. And Anna, I don't see you in our session now, but I think she's going to watch the replay. Actually, I don't know who these were added by. I thought it was Anna, because this includes Anna Lobby, but I don't think, oh, Carrie. Okay, so now you know why I'm deleting these, because this was created by Spotify, and we're only looking for user generated. So delete and delete. Okay. So, and that one, which is awesome, that was included by Anna, Anna was on that acoustic playlist, the official Spotify playlist. And how Anna got on that, our fellow classmate, Anna Lauby. Anna, you're not here, are you? I would let you explain the story if you are here. I don't see you in the list. Okay, you're not here. I'll tell your story. All right, so how Anna got her song featured on an official Spotify playlist. I think I told the story last time, but I'm going to tell it again. She was at a music conference, and she went to the panel of, it was something about playlisting or something, and there was a Spotify playlist editor sitting on the panel. It was actually the Spotify playlist editor of this acoustic covers playlist, or this acoustic playlist. And after the panel, Anna went up to this editor in the room and said, hey, really loved your talk. For your acoustic covers playlist, actually, I have a cover. I have a few covers, or I have a cover that I think would work really well. It is XO by Beyonce, and I do it acoustic, and there's some trumpet in there. Here it is. She wrote down her name, Anna Lauby, and then wrote XO. And so then all that playlister had to do was type in Anna Lauby, or maybe Anna Elizabeth Lauby, and then boom, there it is, XO, and she added it to the acoustic covers playlist. And that's why Anna has, you can't see my screen anymore. Anna has 4.7 million streams on that. So let me just show you real quick one time. Anna Elizabeth Lauby, this is her thing. She wrote down a thing, XO, And look at that. She has 4.7 million streams because if I click about acoustic covers, there it is. But she also got on Folk and Friends. She got on all these other playlists because of this one that the editor added her to. So that is what we call being proactive. So Anna also, which was awesome, what she told me, is she got on Deezer playlists. And now Deezer is big in France and it's big in Europe. It's not so big in America. But what she did was she found Deezer playlist editors on LinkedIn and elsewhere, on Twitter. You can even search on Twitter for some playlist editors. So she searched and she found them. And she found their mailing addresses, like people who worked at offices, like Deezer offices and stuff like that. She found the mailing address. They're mostly in Europe. And when she was on tour, she bought postcards from every city that she was in. And she wrote a handwritten note on this postcard to the Deezer playlist editor saying, "Hey, Tom, I love your playlist such and such. I think my song would fit really well on that one and maybe some other ones that you have. Hope all is well. Coming to you from Montreal." And she sent the postcard, and this dude actually, she got included on a bunch of Deezer playlists, and one guy actually tweeted her back with the photo of the postcard saying, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." And he tweeted actually to all of his followers, like, "This artist just sent me a postcard and I included her, and it was so great and so cool. Made my day. Thank you for that." So yeah, Anna is gangsta. So anyway, being proactive. And if you have any stories like that, if you're experimenting, doing stuff, please share it with the group. Share it with everybody. Anna shared it with the class, with the group, and I thought it was so inspiring. It's amazing. Okay. Christina asked, should we include a playlist that is created by Digster FM? Okay, great question. For this, let's just do individual people. So Digster is, now I'm trying to remember if that's one of the, let me see this here. That's not correct. Digster playlist. I think Digster was created by, I don't know if this is one by the late, oh, right. So yeah, no, we're not going to mess around with these right now. What we're going to do is we're only going to do users. Okay, great. Okay, so moving on. Now, what I want to dig into now, any last questions about Spotify? Because we're going to dip off of Spotify for a second. We're going to dip into blogs. Everyone get on Spotify? Great. Okay, I don't see any hands. I'm looking at the chat. We're all set. All right. Great. Wait, Jesse, wait. Okay, I'm waiting. What's up? I'm going to unmute you. I don't see your thing. Jesse, unmute. Okay, what's up, Jesse?
How much do we make per play again? That makes all this.
How much what?
Do we make per play on Spotify that makes all this worth it? Because it's like how much is like.
I'm sorry. Say it one more time. I missed it.
How much do we make on Spotify?
Oh, how much do we make? Money, moolah. Yeah.
Otherwise, okay. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and let's talk about this. So we did this. Great question. Let's dig into the finances real quick. Okay. So what you're going to make from your distributor. Now, this is who distributes your music. So your DistroKid, your CD Baby, your whatever, TuneCore, whoever you use, or your label. Well, no, we can't talk about labels. Just your distributor is going to be about a half a penny per stream. So if you're on, let me go back to Anna Lobby. So from doing that, from getting that song on that playlist, she has 4.7 million streams. So we do 4,765,629 times 0.005. She made about $24,000 from getting her song on that playlist. Now, mind you, what's that?
For real, like in real human American money.
This is a human American dollars is basically what she made just from that song. Now,
Even though it was a cover.
Yes, even though it was a cover, because, great question. Now, that's what you get from your distributor because they are paying on the sound recording royalties. She owns the sound recording because it's her recording. Now, what you get from your publisher is like 1/10 of that. So Beyonce and whoever else wrote EXO would get, you can just take that number and multiply that by 0.1, 10%. So Beyonce's and her publisher and whoever else wrote it are going to be splitting about $2,300 for that, because the songwriter, unfortunately, that's just how it works. These are the mechanical royalties. You make about 1/10 of what you make, of what the sound recording makes from these streaming royalties. That's just how it is, but that's it. Yeah. So, but if you wrote the song, which this happens all the time. Now, I forget the person that we looked at last time, but you can just search up. So let's look up, I'm going to share my screen one more time real quick, just so you can see this, because this is really interesting, and this is going to, so for an original, still about 1/2 penny per play. Now, just to clarify, it varies. So if your plays are mostly from users that have paid accounts, it's going to be higher than that. If it's mostly in the US, it's higher than that. If it is from people who are just using free accounts outside the US, it's much lower than that. So it's still about an average of 1/2 penny per play. But it fluctuates. So I average it as 1/2 penny, even though it fluctuates all over the place, but it's averaging about that. Yeah, okay. All right, let me share my screen real quick. So what we're gonna do, I'm looking at, you can see my screen now, yeah? I think so, okay. So what we wanna do, I'm looking at fresh finds. Fresh, here you go. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Fresh, here we go. Fresh finds, here we go. Fresh finds playlist. Now let's just look up this artist, Audio Dope. See, now this is the power of playlists. You get it included on a playlist. This Audio Dope doesn't really have many plays of any of other songs other than this one song that got included. This song got included on Fresh Finds just 13 days ago and got 200,000 streams in 13 days. And then got included on a bunch of these other playlists. Now, if we're looking at like, let's look at that other user-generated playlist from this person. Where was that? This one. This is a big one. User-generated, big one. Oh, you didn't link it. I didn't add, did I add this one? Oh yeah, I think I probably did. All right, so let's look up Acoustic Lounge, Chill Out and Easy Listening. I'm gonna search this one. There we go. Now let's look at Matt Johnson. Perfect Acoustic. Matt Johnson. Man, he's got a lot. Let's look at someone else. Matt Bednarski. So for getting included, yeah, wait a minute. Where is this? Pure Imagination. I wonder how active this one is actually. Ooh, that's interesting. This is something also really good to look at. Oh, that's why. He just got added 3 days ago. I'm like, how does he not have that many plays if he's on this really popular playlist? That's because he got added 3 days ago. The song that just came up, Pure Imagination. Okay, so let's look at someone who's on for a little while. So let's look at this one. Oh, this dude updates the playlist, it seems like every couple weeks. All right, so let's look at this Congratulations song. No, Traveling John, Stars. Okay, I'm getting included on this playlist. You got 138,000 streams and this song just came out, the Stars song. So this stuff, you know, it can, if you get included on enough big playlists, and that's why we're making these playlist docs, because you can start pitching all of these people. And now here's also what's interesting. If once you get included, so it's a snowball effect. Once you get included on a few big playlists and you start getting, I heard if you get, I believe it's over 700 plays in a week, your song automatically gets included into the Discover Weekly playlist. Now the Discover Weekly, I don't know if you know what if you're not a Spotify user, you don't know what this is. But Discover Weekly, for those of you who are Spotify users, this is Discover Weekly. It is a customized playlist per user. So it's made for Ari. You see that? So this is based on all the music that I've been listening to the last week. They created a playlist based on the songs. It's similar songs that I've never listened to, but based on those. And they pull this from songs that have gotten at least 700 streams in a week. So, and this is with the power of Discover Weekly. Because my song got over 700 streams in a week, Keep Fighting. Now, I got, in the last month or so, it got 9.7 thousand streams just from the Discover Weekly playlist. So almost 10,000 streams and almost 5,000 listeners just from the Discover Weekly, being included on this Discover Weekly batch of songs. So now, again, this playlist is not for anyone else other than me, but it's pulling similar songs. It's pulling similar songs, and so, but it's only from that batch. Yeah, Jesse, what's up?
So, okay, let's say we have 200 people in this class, and we each listen to each other's songs 4 times. Does that count toward that 700 goal you just mentioned?
I mean, that's it. Yes, it does. It just has to, you know, it does. But now, mind you, I just want to, you got to be careful because Spotify is very against gaming of the system. And if they think you're trying to game the system, they will rip you down. So this is not somewhat gaming the system, because if 200 people are listening to everyone else's songs 3 times, that's not bad. You know, that's not gaming the system. How they're ripping people's songs down is that they see 20 people listening to one song 100 times each. They're like, okay, this person is just putting the song on repeat and going to sleep. They only want to count plays when people are actually listening to it. So and there's been stories about this stuff, and they look at the metrics. So they look at the songs based on, I'll show you this here. Songs. Whoops. Okay. So in the last, see the save ratio, number of saves versus number of streams.
I can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Here we go. Okay. Now you can see it. Yeah. So I'm in my Spotify artist account, and you can look at your songs. So the saves right here, ratio based on the number of streams. If it was like 0 saves with 14,000 streams, they're like, that's really fishy. Like, that doesn't add up, because that means people aren't actually listening to it, because they think that if you're getting some streams, you're going to get some people are going to like the song enough to click save. And that's just like on Spotify, you listen to the song, and then what I would do is I would basically heart it or like it, or that's because it's Discover Weekly. But you can save the song basically. And so if no one is saving the song or hearting or whatever, then they think that people are gaming the system. So, you know, yes, we can get some subgroups together here and maybe like 20 people can listen. You have a bunch of subgroups, I know, and people can like listen to each other's songs, and that could be a way. And you know what? Maybe let's do this. You just inspired something. Let's make it really easy. Let's create. I'll create it right now. Let me create a. All right, I'm gonna create a new playlist, and we're gonna call this MIM Power, and we're going to create it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make this playlist collaborative. And now everyone add your song, one song, to this playlist, okay? So I'm gonna add my song, a song that I wanna put in here. And now mind this, there, MIM Power, where did it go? There it is, okay. So I'm gonna add one, and everyone's gonna add one of their own songs. Now I'm not gonna do the first one. I'll do this one. And where's the MIM Power? So all you do is you go to your thing. You can still see my screen, right? Did I already take that off? You can see it. Yeah, okay. You go to your thing, and I'm gonna grab, let's do,
How do we find
I don't know. Here, I'll send it to you. MIM Power, okay? So there it is. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna go to share, copy playlist link, and let me add it to the chat. Let's just see if we can all do it right now. Let me stop sharing my screen because I lost the chat window. I can't find where that went. Oh, here it is. Okay, chat. So let's just make sure that this works. Boom. Okay, everyone click that, see if you can add your own song to it, just like I did it. And what you would do, so let's, and then we can start listening to this playlist, add it to the Google Doc. Yes, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go playlist sheets. I'm gonna add, insert one above, MIM Power. All for us. Ari, and I'm just put notes on here. Listen to this playlist to help each other's plays. Save songs you love, because that helps. You got to save the songs you love. And actually, we could just save each other's songs.
I can't see where to add it, Ari. I can get the
okay. You got the playlist. Oh yeah, people are doing it. Great. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So first, follow the playlist. Make sure you follow the playlist, because then it'll show up in your left-hand side here under MIM Power, and then you can just drag your song into it. Or what you can do is you can also you can go like this. So if you follow the playlist, that's how you want to do it. So follow it is step one. So you see everyone is populating their song in here. And then I'm going to also add this playlist in the MIM artist playlist. MIM Power. Listen, follow and listen to this playlist to help each other's songs. Each other. Stream counts. Okay. And so what I would recommend doing, oh, look at that. You all are so on this. Hell yeah. Okay, what I recommend doing is clicking shuffle down here, right here, clicking shuffle and just hit play, because then it's going to keep it shuffling. Nice. Okay. And so you get that, so it gets equal. And so it's not just the same in order every time. So just hit shuffle and just listen when, you know, you're going for a drive at the gym, whatever, or maybe you just, you can put it on for a little bit when you're working, or even if you're not listening, you know, but you can do it, and maybe then you can or you can save the songs just so it doesn't look super suspicious and whatever. In your browser, do this in the app if you can. You can't wipe my drives and reinstall the OS. Okay. You can also do it from your phone. And what you can do, so here's a way, if you can't get to it, what you can do is you can go to wait, I don't think it's going to be on here yet. Let's see here. It should be in my public playlist because I don't believe I made it private.
Not showing up in my playlist.
Hold on a second, public playlist. Let me go to MIM Power. Collaborative playlist. Oh, it's public, of course. So, all right. I'm going to let you guys help each other out with that. So most of you have figured it out. If you haven't figured it out, please, in the chat, help each other out. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. So, mute y'all. Okay. So, yeah, help Jesse out. And then, okay, I'm going to move on to the next blogs. So we're not on Spotify the whole time this time. So, all right. Now we're going to dig into blogs, because where we're at right now in terms of releasing music and like release strategies for kind of, I would say, more contemporary trending artists. So if you're doing pop, left of center pop, electronic stuff, anything that's like quote unquote hip right now, this is kind of how you want to go about this. Like a release strategy, you know, left of center stuff. So, but what's trendy right now? So stuff that was like, if you're doing 90s pop rock, this is not the strategy for you. But if you're doing anything that is trendy or hip, or anything that is like in the current trends of what music is right now in 2017, you're pushing the musical boundaries. This is a good strategy for you. Or even if you're like, I know that we have a lot of singer-songwriters, pay attention, because this, you can use some of this as well. Okay, great. So what we want to do is we want to find, hold on. Okay. We want to find blogs that would potentially write about our music when we release it. Now, mind you, blogs typically are only writing about new music. So this is for your new releases. These are for your new releases. So songs that you released months ago or years ago, that's not what we're interested in. This is for songs that are going to be coming out in the future, and you're going to be pitching them to blogs. Now, there's a few ways to go about this. One, which is the easiest way, but it requires a lot of money, is hire a publicist. And you hire a publicist for anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month, which is insane, but that's what they cost. Some you may be able to find for a little bit less than that, but for the most part, that's what publicists are. And they will contact a bunch of and they have to be reputable publicists. Some publicists suck and just take your money, because the way that publicists work is they get paid no matter what. Whether they get you on 50 blogs or 0 blogs, whether they get you written up in, you know, every local newspaper in magazine in the country when you're on tour, whether they get you on Rolling Stone, whether they get you on Ellen, or they get you on nothing, they get paid the same amount. It's not based on results. They don't operate like managers. They're not based on commission. You're basically paying them for their time and their connections. So you're paying them for their connections. And so you want to find reputable publicists. And that's based on, now that's if you have a budget, but we're not going to spend much time on that now, because this is all of you know how to put in the work. That's why we're here. So we're going to put in the work, and so you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a publicist. Okay, so the other way to find blogs that work for you and that write about your kind of music. Now, there's two main ways we're going to go about this, okay? The first way, which is the second easiest way, is SubmitHub, submithub.com. Now, what SubmitHub is, now I'm actually writing an extensive piece on SubmitHub right now. I've been heavily researching this the last month or so and talking to a ton of musicians who have used SubmitHub. I know a few of you have used SubmitHub, and I've talked to a few of you about it to get your thoughts. So I'm going to touch on what SubmitHub is, and then we're going to move on to the second way. But SubmitHub is basically, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, SubmitHub. This is SubmitHub. Now, actually, what I want to do is go into SubmitHub where I'm not logged in, just so you can see what this is. This is what you'll see when you go to SubmitHub. So how it works, upload your song. You can use SoundCloud, YouTube, or upload an MP3. Choose who to send it to, and you submit it. And so what this is you have all of these, you have blogs, Spotify playlisters, and record labels. And this was, just so you can see, it was started by Jason, who I interviewed for this article I'm writing, Jason Grishkoff of Indie Shuffle. The goal of the website is to connect artists with music bloggers, playlists, and record labels. There are currently 395 active blogs and labels using SubmitHub with a combined reach of 40.5 million fans. In total, they have received 2.5 million submissions with an average response rate of 73%. Okay, how this works. How this works is I just want to prepare you that it's going to be incredibly frustrating, because what you do is you basically buy some credits. So I'm going to go back to my account here. So you're going to buy some credits. So I have 32 credits here, but if you want to buy more credits, what it is 10 credits is $10. So it's, or you can buy 30 credits for $27 or 100 credits for $80. So, it's about $1 a credit. But if you buy a bunch more, you can get them in bulk. And then what you do is you can submit to blogs. So what I'm going to do, what I did, and I'll show you how to do this. You submit to it. So let's submit a song. Boop, submit a song. Now, actually, I already started one. Let me see if I can find it just so. Which one was it? Here we go. Okay. So you submit a song, and now I uploaded the song. So basically what we do is, so you would do this. You would upload the MP3, or you can link SoundCloud or YouTube, or you can do one if you've already uploaded one. And then, there it is. Then you choose the blogs you want to send it to. Now, don't just pick the ones with the biggest reach. You go on the left side and you filter. So look at, you see on the left side here, now genres. You start with genres. So here's rock guitar, and then you could filter by rock. So let's say you're, an acoustic rock artist. You click acoustic. Okay, now these are all the blogs that write about acoustic music. Now let's say you're a folk artist. These are all the blogs that write about folk. Let's say you're metal. These are the metal blogs. Let's say you're not rock or guitar. Let's say you're electronic, which is super hip right now. Let's say you do, now these are all the different subgenres of electronic. Let's do new disco. These are all the blogs that write about that. Okay, you get the point. Now anyway, what you do, urbans, funk, what you do is you can filter up here, and you can do, let's do biggest to smallest. So actually, let's go back to, let's just do new disco. Okay, biggest to smallest. Dancing Astronaut is, you can see under the type, it's a blog. It's based in the US, and it has 1.2 million fans. Let's see what that means. That means, okay, between combined, it has 196,000 Twitter followers. It has 850,000 Facebook likes. It has 123,000 SoundCloud followers and 13,000 Spotify followers, 7.3 thousand YouTube followers. And what they do is they've had almost 14,000 submissions. They've approved 822, 16%. And what they do is they typically will do a SoundCloud repost. And what a SoundCloud repost is, let's go to their SoundCloud account. They will include it on one of their SoundCloud playlists, or they just go like, oh, here, reposts. And they repost these songs from your SoundCloud account. Okay, so that's what this person does. Now this is, let me go back to this thing. Blog posts. They occasionally will do blog posts, and their blog is dancingastronaut.com. And here's their blog. And so they'll write about you. Sometimes they really love it. Now, this is taking a minute to load. Okay, so now let's look at, okay, these are blogs, this is Spotify, so this is just a playlist, this is another blog. So Ear Milk, that's a really popular one. So this is almost 300,000 fans. And they say, based on approvals in the last 60 days, they tend to favor hip-hop, conscious hip-hop, rap, contemporary R&B, house, deep house, soul, down-tempo, minimal electronic. So, you know, this is doing, if you do hip-hop, this is the blog for you. Or house music, soul, down-tempo, you know. But let's look at the profile. Okay. Zion got a review on Ear Milk. Awesome. Yeah, they're huge. So Ear Milk, let's look at their, look at that. They only approve 4%. Zion, did you do it through Submit Hub or a different route?
I did, yeah. I
Submit Hub.
don't know how they selected me, but they did.
Amazing. Great work. Cool. So that's yeah, they only have a 4% acceptance rate. So that's really amazing. Now, mind you, let's see here. So earmilk.com. And now, Zion, actually, I have another question. Did you do it for a new release? Did they premiere it?
No, it was probably about 4 months old. I mean, it
4
was
months
fairly
old.
new,
Okay.
but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some blogs say, you know, unless it's brand new within weeks, we won't even touch it.
Well, exactly. And then did you see a Spotify bump because of it, the Ear Milk inclusion?
Honestly, I didn't. I really didn't. I wish I had, but yeah.
No, that's, I mean, that's good to know. And actually, what I want to do, since we're already talking about this, I'm just going to pull this up for now. What's the artist name, Zion?
Fan fiction with a Q.
All right, 2 words or 1 word?
2 words, but fiction spelled Fiqtion.
Okay, so we will talk about this in just a second. Oh, Ear to the Ground. Did you know about that one?
Yeah, I've gotten several through Submit Hub. Probably 4
Okay,
or
cool.
5.
Oh, that's right. Ear Milk got bumped from Hype Machine. Okay, anyway, we're going to talk about this in a second. All right, cool. Thanks, Zion. Amazing. So, all right. So Ear Milk, you know, they're a big one. And let's go back to this thing here. Okay. So we get how this kind of works, I guess. The Indie Shuffle started by this one. They only accept 3.6%. They've had 48,000 submissions, but they have a ton of fans. As you can see, they have 114,000 likes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So what you do is you select the ones you want. You click them, you just select, okay, one here. But now I would encourage you not to just blindly go down the list and click this. Read these sections here. Because if they don't like your music, you're wasting money submitting to these people and these blogs. Click view profile. We already looked at this one. And read their stuff. Like, do your research. Don't waste your money on this. Now, this is a lot easier than doing the research on trying to find how to submit to Future House Cloud. Now, mind you, most of these blogs don't accept submissions outside of Submit Hub. Most of the blogs now only accept submissions via Submit Hub. So if you want to get on any of these blogs, you have to go through Submit Hub. Now, that's not true for every blog on the planet. That's only true for these blogs. But there are 400 blogs on this site, so it's a good place to start. Now, this is how, undo this. Now, just to understand what this is, you can filter by 1 credit, 2 credit, 3 credits. So some of the bigger ones, like Dancing Astronaut here, is 3 credits. So that's almost like $3. Most of the blogs are 1 credit, but some of them are more than that. So if you only want to do the 1 credit ones, then you can just filter by 1 credit. Now, you can do country or you can do outlets. So let's say you don't care. You can do, let's say you want all of them. Spotify, radio, YouTube, SoundCloud, and blogs. You can do all of them. So now we're looking at, if I do that, let's do 1 credit, 2 credit, 3 credit, all the different types. And that's what premium or standard, oops, we're not gonna say, so just premium credits. Okay, so yes, those credits are per song submitted per blog. So it costs, if I wanted to do this, so let's do like, okay, I'm gonna submit to this one. Let's actually, now, okay, when it says YouTube, what this means is that they will, let's just check this out. So this is a YouTube account. We click on their thing. Now what they're doing is they will add your song to their YouTube playlist. See this? And some of them will actually upload your video to their account. So like Cali Boom, Elysium, they will upload this video to their account and add their logo, or I don't know, you know. And so this is like how they're gonna be able to get a good number of plays. So like, this is how they're doing it with YouTube, because they have a lot of followers on YouTube. So that's how they'll help get you plays on YouTube if you want to do the YouTube thing. Now, you can filter. You can like I don't want to do YouTube. I don't care about radio. I don't care about SoundCloud. Let's just do blogs and Spotify. So now you just see these are the blogs and there's a Spotify. Okay. So this is one way to get blogs to write about you. Also, now you can see here on the filter, let's do just listed on Hype Machine. So now I'm only looking for the blogs listed on Hype Machine. And now the really good blogger, see this like purple star, that means it's a really good blogger. This just means high quality bloggers who value written blogger more than any other form of sharing. Jason just said that they started this thing. This is their own internal little ranking system that they just like these blogs. They're like good blogs. And they value blogging over Spotify or SoundCloud or YouTube or anything like that.
Hey, Ari, what is Hype Machine?
I'm going to get to that in just a second. I'm going to dig right into Hype Machine. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so can you send them music videos, or is it just MP3s? You can send them. Yes, you can send a music video. So when we went to the submit, where is that submit section? Submit. See this? You can select YouTube. And then you would basically paste your YouTube link right here, and you can submit the music video. Okay, let's talk about Hype Machine. So this is one, all right, before I get into Hype Machine, Submit Hub. Any questions on Submit Hub? Does this make sense? This is how you can submit to blogs. Okay. Now, why you want to submit to blogs is a good question. Obviously, it's going to get you some exposure, but what does exposure mean? It'll get more people streaming your music on Spotify, watching it on YouTube. Ideally, it gets more fans to your account. Now, no, YouTube I wouldn't depend, Aaron, on the YouTube revenue. The YouTube revenue is absurd. It's pathetic. You can't depend on this YouTube revenue. It's so bad. It's almost worth not even monetizing your videos of how bad it is. Unless you're getting millions and millions and millions of views on YouTube, it's really not worth it. But you can monetize it, and you'll get like maybe $500 per million views or something like that. So you can monetize it, and that's how it works. But yes, if you put your song and they upload it to their own channel and they monetize it, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, let me hit this question at the very end after I get to the blog stuff. Okay, so how this works. Now, if you get a good blog premiere, so if you get a premiere, or you get one of these big blogs to write about you, let's say Indie Shuffle or some of these other big ones, it can increase your Spotify numbers actually tremendously. So, perfect example, a big blog. Now, let me actually dip on over to Hype Machine so we can dig into what Hype Machine is. Okay, Hype Machine. Hype Machine is hypem.com. Okay? Hypem.com. This is a blog aggregator site. Meaning, they have about, I don't know, 500-600 blogs on this site. And it just basically, it ranks, if a lot of blogs are writing about a release at the same time, it will go into this ranking system. So popular now, this guy, Louis Futon, 5 blogs just wrote about him 3 days ago, 6 days ago, 6 days ago, November 16th. And, let's see how he's doing. So these are all the blogs you can click on here. These are all the blogs that have written about him. And you can click Son of Marketing. Let's see how this one did. You can read the blog article if you want, written about this song, Restless Sea. And let's do Indietronica. So 5 blogs wrote about this song all at once. Now let's see if Son of Marketing is on Submit Hub. Here we go. Son of Marketing. No, it is not on Submit Hub. Okay. Son of Marketing. Great. So there are a lot of blogs on Hype Machine that are not on Submit Hub. Where are we? Here we are. Let's see if Indietronica is on Submit Hub. Indie. Oh my gosh, I have way too many tabs open. Indietronica. Got it. Tronica. There it is. Indietronica is on Submit Hub. So you can submit, and you see this little Hype Machine. This is a member of the Hype Machine. So there is some crossover. There's like a Venn diagram. We can look at this. Steve knows the Opia guys. Good dudes. Nice. Where was Opia? Was that on the chart? Hype Machine. Somewhere. I lost Opia. Anyway. Okay. So there is some crossover between Hype Machine Oh, I see. Louis Vuitton. Oh, there it is, featuring Opia. Cool, sweet. So let's actually look at this song. So let's see if these blogs did anything for this dude's song on Spotify. So I'm gonna look up Louis Vuitton. Oh, Louis Vuitton. Restless Sea. Look at that. Restless Sea. 201,000 streams. And it was released very recently, I believe. I would imagine it was released around November 16th, because that's when this first blog wrote about it. So within the last month or so, it has gotten 271,000. Oh, here it is, November 15th. There it is. Latest release, November 15th, Restless Sea. So in under a month, it's gotten 271,000 streams. Now, let's look at this. Okay, it got on all these playlists. New Music Friday, Young and Free, Sweet Soul Sunday. Now, there's crossover here. Now, I want to see, I wonder if it says, let me click this. Restless Sea. Foreign Family Collective. It doesn't seem like he's got a label, a big label. Steve, do you know if there's a big label? But it seems like it's just either an indie label or it's a vanity label that just he created. But either way, this is how it works. So you get on a lot of blogs and maybe even just one big blog, and the official Spotify playlist editors, New Music Friday, Young and Free. Now, these are the giant playlists. Look at that. Almost 1 million followers on this playlist. Sweet Soul Sunday. 326,000 followers. Again, we're not going to try to hit these people up directly because we don't know who these playlist editors are, and they're getting thousands of emails a day. But what we can do is we can get on blogs, featured on these blogs, and you get it featured on enough of them. These Spotify playlist editors are looking at the Hype Machine charts. They are reading these blogs. Now, more times than not, I've talked to some friends of mine who got included on Fresh Finds, one of the Fresh Finds playlists, the main one basically, and now Fresh Finds, they update this every, it looks like 2 weeks. But if you get it, like we were looking at before, if you get a song included on Fresh Finds, within 2 weeks, you're going to almost guaranteed a couple of 100,000 streams. Now, I'll swear. Yeah. So I've cross-referenced this stuff. I've talked to, so a friend of mine, Freya, they're not big. You can see their other songs aren't doing much, but their big one, Criminal, this one got included on Fresh Finds. Now, mind you, they're not included on any other playlist. These 225,000 streams literally came 2 weeks after the song was released, because they got included on Fresh Finds. How did they get included on Fresh Finds? They got I believe it was, how do I spell their name? Criminal. They got an Hilly Dilly blog. They got a Consequence of Sound premiere. This was the big one. They got a premiere on Consequence of Sound. Now, Consequence of Sound is on Hype Machine. I wonder if we can look at indexed sites. Consequence. Let's just search this. There it is, Consequence of Sound. If Consequence of Sound writes about you, it'll get cataloged on Hype Machine. But for the most part, it seems that Spotify playlist, here's how Fresh Finds let me go back to this. Let me step back a second. Fresh Finds playlist. This is how the Fresh Finds playlist works. Now, let's see. Oh, interesting. They're doing best ofs these right now. 6 strings. Oh, Fresh Finds I see on holiday break until mid-January. We celebrate the rest of. Oh, okay, that's why they're not updating it, because I thought they updated every week, but that's why they're on holiday. Okay, so how Fresh Finds works is now this. Let me get back to just me for a second so I can. Okay, how Fresh Finds works is Spotify is monitoring tastemaker accounts. Now, what are tastemakers? Who are tastemakers? Tastemakers, they have deemed someone as a tastemaker when that person listens to a song before that song breaks. So we found, I actually didn't even know that we could find if they knew who tastemakers were, but we found one last time we were doing this. Where's everything?
It was that guy Joe Young.
Yes, I'm trying to find where the where my list is here of the. Oh, here. No. Oh, here it is. Okay. Playlist sheets. It was Joe. Yes, Joe Boone. Joe Buong. Joe. Tastemaker. See that? Above his name it says Tastemaker. So they deemed Joe a tastemaker. That means that he has been listening to songs before they break on Spotify. So like if you consistently listen to, and for a while you couldn't even see that someone was a tastemaker, but this is like a relatively new thing where they put tastemaker above their name. But if you listen to a song before it breaks, meaning, right when it comes out, you're listening to the song, and then like 2 weeks later or a month later or whatever, it starts to catch and everyone's listening to that song. They're like, oh, this Spotify user, they're hip. They know what music's about to break. So let's monitor their accounts because they clearly have their ear to the ground. They know what music is trendy right now. So these tastemakers, Spotify monitors them. I've heard there's about 50,000 of them in the Spotify universe. 50,000 of 60 million Spotify users. And if enough tastemakers, let me just get back to me for a second. Okay. If enough tastemakers listen to the same song at the same time, then Spotify automatically grabs that song and puts it into a batch over here and gets consideration for the Fresh Finds playlist. Does that make sense? Okay. If enough tastemakers, these people who have Spotify deemed tastemakers, are listening to something, now where are these tastemakers finding their music? Tastemakers are typically reading blogs. So if tastemakers are reading Consequence of Sound. So when Freya got this Consequence of Sound premiere, they got, oh, you can't see my screen, hold on. When Freya, here we go, got this Consequence of Sound premiere, their song got included on this Fresh Finds playlist like a week later or something like that. So this is why blogs can really help. And if you start trending on Hype Machine, like we were looking at before, popular, that can also help you get on the Spotify playlists. Now, Hype Machine used to be a kind of a site that everyone in the industry would check daily. Managers, label A&R, everyone used to look at Hype Machine. Now they've kind of shifted over to Spotify playlists, but I'm saying like 4 years ago, Hype Machine used to be the site that everybody was checking daily. Now it's not as much, but it's still relevant. It's still important. So this is the reason why now what we're going to use Hype Machine for is to find the blogs that are good for your music. So now our homework is, let me pull this up. I have way too many windows open. Here it is. Add 10 blogs from Hype Machine that write about your kind of music to the blog sheets. So the blog sheets, if you're watching the replay or if you can't find it, they're in the files section on Facebook, but I'll just share it to the chat right now so you have it. Copy link. Chat. Okay. Steve, Marion Hill broke because of Hype Machine. Jeremy submitted to like 60 blogs for the first release, but yes, that was like 4 years ago. Totally. So Marion Hill, who got signed by, it's Republic, right? That's who Marion Hill's with? I think Universal Republic Records. I assume found them from Hype Machine. They broke because of Hype Machine. So they got enough blogs to write about them. They started trending on Hype Machine. And then all the labels were like, oh, who's this? Let me check them out. And now Marion Hill, Steve plays sax in Marion Hill. So, yeah, they're doing great. So, all right, here are the blog sheets. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find blogs on Hype Machine. So, how we do this. You go on to Hype Machine, and then we're going to search artists that are similar to us that are, I would say, small to mid-level. So let's do, so what you want to do is like, let's search an artist. All right, let's just look here. So let's look at like, I don't know, maybe here's a good place to start is Fresh Finds, because this is the hip stuff. So let's look at Audio Dope. Audio Dope. Okay. So a bunch of blogs have written about Audio Dope over the years, but let's look at the recent ones. So 6 days ago. So 2 blogs wrote about it. Son of Marketing and Discobble or whatever. Okay. So now let's look at Son of Marketing. Posted 6 days ago. And so if you sounded like Audio Dope, this would be a blog that you would include. So you'd be like, okay, I sound like Audio Dope. So I searched on Hype Machine. Did everyone see how I did that? I went onto Hype Machine. I typed in top here, Audio Dope, search, and then posted by 2 blogs right there. Son of Marketing, and I just clicked here, posted 6 days ago, which then got me to the actual sonofmarketing.com blog. And now we can read that blog article and kind of see it that way. So what we would do is you'd add Son of Marketing, Son of, wait, does he separate the spaces? Son, no, it looks like it's one word. Son, what's going on? Marketing. Website, sonofmarketing.com. Writers, include all writers' names. So we'd go like about us, staff. I would write all these writers in here. I would do Nicola, and I would put like editor-in-chief. So let's go like Nicola Orlandino. editor-in-chief. Let's do he's a coordinator, he's not a writer. Andrea is a writer. Let's put Andrea in here. Andrea, he's a writer. Coordinator, no. This looks like a writer. Okay. Danielle's a writer. You get the idea. Yeah, the names. Okay. Location. Where are they based? I don't know. Try to find where they're based. Let's look at, let's see, contact us. Let's look at non-traditional webzine and music in a nonprofit project. This is based. They don't have it listed. Let's go back to, we're gonna get to this contact. Let's look at Twitter. Let's see what Twitter has to say about where they're based. Okay, they seem to be somewhat worldwide, which is good. Let's see if Facebook lists where they're based. About. Yeah, so they're like worldwide. They don't list their information. So we're just gonna go worldwide. You know, if this was like what's that one in LA? Buzzbands LA. Buzzbands LA is a very popular blog in LA. Obviously they're based in LA, but that would be important because you wouldn't submit to Buzzbands LA if you're based in Pennsylvania. You only submit to Buzzbands LA if you're based in LA. Email. Let's go back to, let's see if we can find it. Let's go to contact us. About, contact us. Music submission or other requests, please write to Son of Marketing Gmail. Here we go, or fill out the form. Well, I'm gonna put this email in. Email, Twitter, because sometimes tweeting them works. Twitter, recent articles. Let's do home. Recent articles. Why you're doing recent articles, I'll tell you in just a second. So let's do one written by Nicola. And let's do, man, Nicola writes a lot. Oh, here's that audio dope one. Okay. That's the one that we want because, you know, let's do audio dope floating. Audio dope floating. Put the link to it. Submission requirements, email or form. Genre. Let's see if it says what, I don't think, it didn't say necessarily, but you can kind of get a feel for it based on some of the recent ones that they've done. So for now, let's leave that blank and let's go notes. This would be, let me see. Okay, a second. You know, whatever you want to write here that would help. So you could say Nicola got back to me in a day. He is based in South Africa, so note that for time difference. He loves dubstep. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, whatever you find out, you can add to the notes. So now always check their submission requirements. Some will say, so this one actually says, just email them. Okay, that's easy. Or you can put your form here or whatever. But some say only submit. So let's go back to, let's try this one. Let's see what Disco Bell requirements are. About us, contact. Well, here's an email for Disco Bell. That's pretty easy. Advertise, about us, focus on free downloads of club music. Okay, boom. See that? Club music. So if you're gonna do Disco Bell, is that how I pronounce this? Yeah. Club music. Don't submit, if you're a singer-songwriter, don't submit to Disco Bell. And where's Disco Bell? Here we go. And here's the email. Some will have submission requirements, some don't. If they have submission requirements, follow them. They will get pissed if you don't follow them, their submission requirements. But if they don't, I mean, look into the about section. They don't have an about section. About us, learn more. Let's see what this says here. Swedish, oh, Swedish. Okay, that's cool. Swedish, so let's go to that. Let's add it. Location, Sweden. Email. Whoops. Cheating on money. We don't post albums, just single tracks. This is good. Remixes and videos. Notes. Don't post albums, just single tracks. All the tracks found them on a blog somewhere. If credit is due, blah, blah, blah. We don't hate record labels. We love them. Blah, blah, blah. Host a mailing list, drop us an email, interested in a mix series, want to advertise, book a Pledge Club, send them to this. Okay. So, you know, read through the stuff. Okay. So while we're doing this is then we're going to get this master list going of all of these blogs that we can use, play off of each other's research here. And so we can go through the genres and, you know, I think this is all, but really we should, I wouldn't say all, I would say we'll have to, I didn't do the research enough, but we'll want to see what kind of genres are. Because what you can do is we'll start to go through this sheet here once everyone has added all their blogs, and then we have this list and we can submit to it. It's like, okay, let's say I make club music. I want to get on Disco Bell. And so now someone else found this email. So you've saved me a ton of time and effort, the one that we just did. So we submit to them. And then this is the thing. When this is your release strategy, you want to do this, you know, leading up to your release to find a blog to potentially premiere your song. And now what is a premiere? A premiere, it means that this is the first blog to write about your new song, and the is that you will point all of your fans to that blog for the premiere. That's why blogs do premieres, is because they know if they do a premiere that artist will send all of their traffic to that blog post to read the article and listen to the music. So the etiquette is, if you get a blog, so what you can do is you can send out submissions to blogs. So when we're on Submit Hub, just so we can get back to Submit Hub so you can see what this is. See how it says here, is this a premiere request? Yes. A premiere is when a blog debuts your song. Premieres are awarded to the first blog to approve your submission. Want to learn more? Oh, he wrote a blog on it. But anyway, some blogs do premieres, others don't. Indie Shuffle, if you're interested in this, I highly recommend reading this blog post by Indie Shuffle on why they don't do premieres anymore. That's what he explains, what premieres are pretty in depth here. And basically, to summarize what he says here, because I've read it already, whoopsies, is that Hype Machine used to, let me go back to the Hype Machine thing here. When a blog would premiere a song, it would be listed first right here. So previously, Son of Marketing would have been the blog that premiered it first. Now that's not accurate anymore, as you can see, because Hype Machine has since changed it, because blogs got upset because Hype Machine would only crawl the websites every few hours, and if Son of Marketing got the exclusive premiere, but then Indietronica was reading Son of Marketing, like, oh, this is a great song, I want to include it in my blog, and then like a few blogs jumped on it, and then Hype Machine didn't know who actually got the premiere. Because yes, the etiquette is that the artist sends all their traffic to the blog who got the premiere, but also Hype Machine was sending a ton of traffic because everyone was checking Hype Machine, and everyone went to the first blog post and read about it right here. And so, but if Hype Machine oftentimes would crawl it and got the premiere order wrong, and then blogs got upset about it, so Hype Machine's like, you know what, forget about it, forget it, we're not doing that anymore. And they started randomizing the orders and stuff like that. So, and this is like now reverse chronological, but also randomized if they're all on the same day. So anyway, a premiere now, when you do, so you can ask blogs to premiere your song, which means they're the ones who write about it and the song comes out. And then you can hit up all the other blogs and say, hey, Nylon premiered this song, and I think, you know, would you like to write about it, basically? And so the etiquette in how to email blogs, so SubmitHub is pretty straightforward. You just, you know, submit the song, Indietronica, you submit the song via SubmitHub, and boom, you're done. And they either say, yes, we like it, or no, we don't like it, and prepare yourself for harsh words by SubmitHub blog reviewers. They are not musicians. They most likely will not give you any, they're required, just so you know, SubmitHub reviewers are required to write at least 10 words. Now, let me just show you, I tried this out with one of the new songs, and let me just show you some of these. Wait, where is this? Some of the responses, because they're pretty hilarious. Nope, that's not what I want. Where are they? Oh, here we go. Okay. I did 8, sent to 8, and now they all rejected it, which is pretty normal. If you get like a 10% acceptance rate, you're doing really well in SubmitHub. I'm trying to see view here. Oh, here we go. Just so you know what they say. I do love the instrumental, beautiful piece. It's the vocal component I find not strong enough. Really enjoy the track. Did not really like the singing lines. I love the vibes of this track, but I felt there should have been a switch later, crescendo shorts. This track was really cool. Vocals underwhelming. The instrumentation had some great momentum and then just cut out. I don't really know what that means, because the instrumentation definitely did not cut out. It keeps going the entire song. Really enjoy the music, but didn't. Oh no! I absolutely appreciate the good work. Unfortunately, this one did not catch me 100%. I fully respect the good work. I personally just think this needs slightly more variation in order to actually stay interesting. Pure thing of personal taste. Hope you'll understand. Thank you for the submission and good luck. You know, so there's like these kind of responses. Now, if you want to get a good laugh, go to Best of Submit Hub. And you will see, wait a minute, Twitter is what we want. There we are. Best of Submit Hub Twitter account is pretty hilarious. They just put everyone's responses here. Thanks for your submission, but you're going to pass on this one. We didn't find the melody to be catchy. These are like actual reviews from Submit Hub. This is just another track that is following this electro pop vibe at the moment, and I just cannot stand it. You know, you got to make sure you got thick skin for this. You have some really nice state elements developing, but bit more rawness could be developed with vocal. Like, okay, what does that mean? You could have a song go viral, but have the same song be rejected 1,000 times on Submit Hub. And that's the thing. A lot of songs get rejected on Submit Hub. You know, the acceptance rate is only like around 10% or so. Actually, what we can see is, just so you know, the most popular song in Submit Hub. The most popular song on Submit Hub. Let's see here. All time. Only got, oh, what is this score? This is new. This isn't correct. Oh, here we go. Approval ratio 10. Oh, this is so new. They added this score thing. Well, I can tell you because I looked at this a couple weeks ago, but they just changed it. But the most popular song in Submit Hub, that's my dog, Blue. Popular song in Submit Hub only had an acceptance rate of 40%. That's something they used to show the acceptance rate here, but it's not. So just so you know, the most popular song in Submit Hub of all time, meaning the one that got accepted the most by every blogger on Submit Hub, only had an acceptance rate of 40%. If you get 10%, you're doing really, really well. Most people get, 1% acceptance rate. So just so you know, don't get super discouraged. Okay. Back to Hype Machine. I'm going to just put this thing here. So this is pretty funny. Have a good laugh. Okay. Best of Submit Hub. Oh, and just so you know, most blogs, Robin, most blogs don't write about albums. They mostly just do singles. So in your release strategy, I highly, 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 highly recommend, and this is in my book under the release strategy, releasing singles leading up to your album. Now, when you release a single, and you go full on blog, playlist and blog outreach, and you send it to these blogs, the correct one, the right one. And you can say in the press release, the album is coming out April 15th or whatever, and they'll write about that in the blog article. Great. 2 singles out so far, and I've done decent with blogs being new and stuff. Absolutely. That's great. So now when the EP comes out, what you want to do is, if you're going to look here, I don't know if it was here. Some of them, I feel like, say they don't do albums. So like, let's just see here. Let's submit. Oh crap, I already did this. Let's get back to the submit section. In Submit Hub, some of them say, I'm not going to find this. Some of them say we don't do albums, only singles. So just check that out in Submit Hub. And then also what you can do as you're looking on some of these blogs, just check it out. Spend some time on the blog. Singles series. Okay, let's see if they do review albums at all. All right, we're going on. That's single series, obviously. It's just singles. Let's look at Focus. And if you find albums, you can write that in there. But I don't know, this video, most blogs don't review albums. I'm just going to say that. And so if you find one that does, man, add it to the doc, add it to the thing here, then put it in the notes and say, reviews full albums. But honestly, most don't. So I would not, that's not necessarily what you're looking for. We're in kind of a singles world these days. Now, Pitchfork, which has been around forever, like the first blog ever, music blog, not the first ever, but like, the most popular one on the planet, they still do albums. But you have no chance. I don't want to say that. You have very, 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 very slim chance of getting Pitchfork to review the album. I would ignore them completely. Don't waste your time. I mean, look at these artists that they're doing, but also they're very, very uppity. Best new albums, they do review albums, but 8.7. They have a decimal system. How pretentious is this? And they're, these are all the, that's why I'm like, man, these are all high reviews. That's because it's best new albums. But if we look at the latest, let's see what they gave U2. 5.3. Okay. So they're extremely critical. I don't know, just 4.1. Ouch. T-Pain, 6.7. All right, whatever. We're not going to waste our time with Pitchfork. But anyway, most blogs don't review albums. So for the blog stuff, we're looking at Hype Machine to find the blogs to add to the blog sheets. And you can, now this is just the reason that we're only using, and now, okay, someone asked, are we only using Hype Machine? The answer is no, we're not only using Hype Machine. If you want to put other blogs that you know of, absolutely add them. If you know Nylon, I don't believe Nylon's on Hype Machine, but they're a big music blog. So let's look at Popular. Oh, there's the albums. Oh no, that's just Hype Machine curating it. That's not actual blogs. Okay. Let's look at indexed sites. Nylon. Oh, they do have Nylon here. It must have been, is this, oh yeah, this is Nylon. Okay, they added Nylon. That's great. Okay, if there's another blog that's not on Hype Machine, like, let me think. You guys know any blogs that are not on Hype Machine that are popular, that are not on Submit Hub or Hype Machine? Because if they're on Submit Hub, we don't need to add them to this sheet because the contact information, everything and all the information is on Submit Hub. So this is the non-Submit Hub blogs. So you can add whichever ones you want. But the reason that I'm focusing on Hype Machine is because this is an aggregator and this is the easiest way to find the blogs that write about your kind of music. Does that make sense? So we put let's do Kevin Garrett. So if your music sounds like Kevin Garrett, featuring Kevin Garrett, here, you would select the blogs and you would add them there, and you'd know that, okay, these are the blogs that sound like me, so I know where to start. And then we have a lot of crossover in the course of artists that sound like each other. Okay. Does that make sense? That was a lot of information. Let's do questions. Raise your hand, please, or you can type it. But if you have a question, raise your hand, or if you don't know how to raise your hand, ask somebody. Aaron, what's up?
Hi, am I unmuted?
Yes.
Cool. How's it going? So I was just wondering, I think I read, like, maybe it's in your book or something about like the idea of telling your story when you're like sort of contacting people. Like I think that's right. Like you gave the example of like the weekend surviving a car crash or something like that. Like attention.
Yes.
This is where that sort of stuff comes into play.
Yes. Great question, and thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Yes. So, everyone, right. I didn't get into how to actually submit to these blogs. So, this is where your story comes into play, because on Submit Hub, they do have a section, a form where you tell your story, you give your press release, you give that thing. So I would recommend everybody rereading that section in the book to figure out what your story is and what the most interesting thing is about this song. Now, mind you, it's not your story, the artist's story, that you're focusing on necessarily. It can be part of your artist story, but it's really about the song. So what is the most interesting thing around this song, but that ties into the artist? Because remember, you're pitching the artist, you're pitching the song, not the album, the song to the blog, but it also has to do with the artist. So it's like your most interesting thing as an artist, what your story is, but that ties in with this song that you're pitching them. So you want a press release around this song. And so I saw on Submit Hub, some blogs actually really want, they wrote, we love good press releases, or it was well-written press releases. That's what it was. So they want a well-written press release. If you need to know how to write press releases, it's in the book. It's actually, you can reference the chapter on blogs and submissions and release strategy. Chapter 15. And the blog sheet. So basically what we do, you can do that. And then how to write your press release and why you should. That's on page 400. So you can reference that book and like talk about that. But then yes, as you're emailing these blogs, either if you're submitting on Submit Hub, you should have a really interesting statement there. You can paste your press release in there. That's where it would go. But also, if you're emailing these blogs directly based on our blog sheets here that we found, you would, hit them up and you would say, this is actually what I would recommend. Don't put the press release in the body of the email. Now, this was recommended to me by actually a few publicists, and this is how we've evolved. Put a very interesting subject line, like, the weekend survives of the car crash or whatever, but something you don't put your name, because none of these bloggers are going to know the new artist. So you could put the weekend survives a car crash because everybody knows the weekend. Right. But you put like, blew a car for the sound effects or something. And you're like, wait, what? Blew up a car? So that would be then in the body, you'd be like, hey, Nicola, really dug your story on Audio Dope. I've been listening to that song ever since you wrote about it. Thanks for turning me on to them. Start with a compliment. Personalize it, compliment. Personalize, compliment. I'm telling you, I get 1 million emails a day, and any email that doesn't say, hi, Ari, and I don't know them, like, I don't even open the email. Like, I can see the first line when I'm looking at my thing, and it's like, if they're just whatever, I don't know the person, and they don't say, hi, Ari, I'm like, no, I'm not going to open it. Every blogger is like this. So you say, hi, their name, and then you compliment them. I'm telling you, a compliment goes a long way. Don't just ask them to do something for you. Compliment them. So really dug your story on this. Thank you for turning me on to this band. I love them, blah, blah, blah. Next paragraph. My band such and such is coming out with this new song. I think you'd really enjoy it. Here's a link to them to SoundCloud. It can be secret on SoundCloud if it's not out yet. So a private SoundCloud link. And then say, if you want to know more, then I would write a few sentences underneath, like kind of what the song's about or whatever. Your story, like the hook. So this is like the hook of the story, the most interesting aspect of it. So it's like car sets on fire, blew up the car for sound effects or something. And you write, and by the way, I thought it was really interesting, our drummer car broke down and it was going to cost $10,000 to fix it. We're like, fuck it. We decided to just set the car on fire and record it. So the first, the final 30 seconds is our car being that we set on fire, and it's the explosion sounds of actually our drummer's car being set on fire. Anyway, if you want to read the whole press release, you can here. Link them to the press release, okay? So then you can include, if you want to read the whole press release, you can check it here. The song is being released next Friday. Let me know if you would like the premiere, or let me know if you'd write about it, or if you hit them in advance for premieres, or if someone else is premiering it, you can say Nylon is premiering the song, but I would be honored if you wrote about it. Here's the Nylon premiere. Anyway, enjoy. Short and sweet. Very, very, very short. That's why you don't put the whole press release, the 5-paragraph press release in the body. You just put, if you'd like to read the press release, you can read it here, and you link them to it. And you can link them to Dropbox or Box or whatever. You can put a PDF of the press release in Dropbox or Box, or you can even put it in Google Drive if you want to do that. You can just put the press release in Google Drive and make it, share it as just read only, not editable. So not all the people are going in there editing and everything like that. So however you want to link it, whatever makes most sense for you, Google Drive, Dropbox, Box, something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So press release, that's like something that you write up for them that they could use if they want to, but you don't publicly release it yet because.
Exactly. The press release is all the necessary information that they would want to write about it. So it's the who, what, where, why, when, how stuff. And it's you start, check out reference the book of how to write a press release, but it's basically like first paragraph is your hook, the most interesting thing about the song and about the artist. The next one is like the history of the artist. And the next one, so they get all the information. So if they want to, so they don't have to spend, 6 hours reading your bio on your website and going through your Facebook and reading your tweets and basically all the most interesting, necessary information is listed in the press release. And then they can just go down and it's like, oh, so you put all the most interesting information in that press release and they can reference it. Cool?
Cool. Thank you.
Steve, what's up, man?
Hey, Ari. How's it going?
Hey.
So I just went through this whole process started a few weeks ago. And I have just a couple questions about it. First, I got 3 approvals on Submit Hub. One of them already posted. 2 of them have yet to post. The song came out 6 days ago, so I was wondering what the typical turnover is for blogs who agree to write about your song.
Yeah, that's been very frustrating for Submit Hub. A lot of artists have this question, and Submit Hub, I feel like they might have addressed it in one of Submit Hub's just articles to their artists, just saying, hey, if this happens, it's like in their FAQ or something like that. But basically, I feel like they have a certain amount of time until they're going to release it. But because they've accepted, you have a chat started with them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can just follow up with them. I would say maybe because you told them when it was going to be released, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I would say, a week after, just follow up with them and just be like, hey, Johnny, just check in to see when you think the story's going to go, the article is going to go live. I'll send all my people to the post when you put it up. Sometimes they just need a little nudge,
right.
You can nudge them, I'd say maybe every week, because they've already accepted you. They've already said, we love it, we're going to write about it. So just give them a little nudge.
Cool. And then for potentially like a second round of submitting to blogs. Is that like a good idea to do like a week after it's already been released? Be like, hey, these people have already written about it, have links to their things, and be like, I'd love it if you would also write about it. I think you'd enjoy it for XYZ reasons.
Yes, don't double submit to the same blog. So
Well, no,
if a blog
it
is
would be to new ones that
New
that
ones,
haven't gotten back to me. Like, because
Totally.
I did a preliminary thing through, like when I was first starting out, through Hype Machine, like you talked about, but that had gotten a little overwhelming. And then I, through that, actually discovered Submit Hub. I didn't really know about it beforehand. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll just submit to these guys. And then had like, 20 others that I emailed directly, but didn't hear back from any of them. So I think I'm just going to search through Hype Machine one more time for like any of the people that I didn't actually send to and be like, I already have some submissions. So
yeah. Or you can say like so-and-so premiered this and you can link them to it or whatever. And
right.
It looks cool if you have other blogs that have written about it as well. But still, don't forget to, compliment them and everything like that, because that goes along. Submit Hub, not necessarily because you don't know who you're submitting to, but if you are emailing a person at a blog like Nicola, you can be like, yo, Nicola, really loved your piece on such and such or whatever.
Right. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was the blog that wrote about it? Can you link? Will you paste the link in the chat box so we can read it?
It was Stereo Fox. I have two others that I just knew from connections.
Okay.
Which I can post as well if you want. So this song is Sick. They wrote about me, and I met them through Marion Hill at like a radio conference actually in Boulder, awesome. But then they premiered it. What's interesting, so like when I search on Google for like my name and the song title, this song is Sick, doesn't pop up for some reason. And I'm not sure if that's like a SEO thing on their end. Like it's.
What do you mean? Oh, this song is the blog.
The blog post. So like if I search Google for my name and forward is the name of the song, their blog post doesn't show up.
Interesting.
And like, I have a Google alert, and the Google alert doesn't work either. So it's just interesting.
Some blogs, Google crawls sites, some less popular sites less frequently, so it'll eventually probably show up. This song, Sick. I see. Steve, let's see what this is.
Like it eventually pops up in a search, but you have to put in a lot of keywords for it to actually get there. So it's.
So Google can be weird about that and finicky. Why I was smiling before is which one's Stereo Fox? They misspelled Marion Hill, but anyway.
They did. Oh, I should tell them about that. I missed that. That's funny.
But anyway, all right, cool. Well, congratulations on these blog articles. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Very cool. Nice. And so you did. Let me see here. I'm just checking your stuff on. Okay, sweet, awesome. Any other questions?
No, I'm gonna be. So, my plan is to just like release a song a month starting in January. I'm giving December a little bit of a break because I released at the end of November and the holidays and all that. So I'm thinking just keep. Should I add that as part of my like story? Like, hey, I'm planning on doing a release every month, or just kind of wait until a few months in to be like, hey, I've been doing this thing, and like, when do I start tying that in as like a thing that,
I wouldn't. I mean, you can say that. You could say instead of releasing a traditional album, I'll be releasing a song a month for the next 8 months or something like that. You can say that. That can be a sentence, or as part of the press release, Steve Davitt is going to be releasing one song a month as part of his whatever project. You can like give it a title or something like that, or whatever. But yeah, the Marion Hill saxophone is your story, is is part of your story. That's obviously what everyone's kind of writing about, which is totally cool because it gets people to just like take notice and then dig deeper. But having a story about each song included in that can also really help.
Yeah. One other thing I just thought of. So Marion Hill is going to be releasing new music soon. And I'm just trying to figure out how I can play off of their blog posts and things like that to get more traction on my end. Like besides just being like, hey, check out Marion Hill stuff. It's not necessarily a track that I'm on. Like the next two that they're releasing don't feature me, but to be like, hey, I am also releasing my own music. Don't forget about me. Or
I mean, honestly, if every blog that writes about Marion Hill, I would follow up with them a week later, and that writer and just do subject Marion Hill saxophonist releases new single, and then you hit them up and be like, hey Cassandra, thanks for writing about our new song such and such. I actually have a solo project under my name. I'm the saxophonist for Marion Hill. Would be honored if you checked out my new song. Potentially write about it. Here's a press release if you want it.
Cool.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sweet. Awesome. Thanks, Ari.
And it'll also help with your SEO on Marion Hill. When everyone's searching for Marion Hill when the new album comes out and your name starts popping up, Marion Hill saxophonist, that'll help as well.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. All right. See you. Justin, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
I guess I'll keep the saxophone love going. I just had I guess the main question is like, what blogs do you know of are better for instrumentalists?
Well, Steve might know better than me. Do you have any blogs that you know that are good instrumental blogs? Is it jazz? Or what's your genre that you're more into?
It's kind of like a mix of like funk and hip hop and jazz.
Actually, go ahead.
No, that's pretty similar to what I did. I can send you. I have like an Excel spreadsheet of all the blogs that I researched that I thought might work, so I can send that list to you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I have to. Yeah, I'll get around to it. It's not formatted pretty at all, so I kind of like I'll clean it up for you and then I'll send it out tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
Also add the blog. Will you add that to the blog sheets?
Oh yeah.
So
I was planning on doing that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The new sheet. Yeah, and then will you put in the genre and like style, like instrumental or / jazz, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's not. So like the list that I was looking through, when I was looking, I didn't find too many that were specifically like we just want instrumental music. It was like we like hip hop music and we like jazzy stuff, and so like even though they had vocals on it, I was like they'd probably dig this, or I'd find something that they would feature an instrumental track. A lot of instrumental stuff tends to be electronic and like EDM-y and like a little too much in that direction, so it was kind of hard to find like the exact fit. But
yeah, actually on Submit Hub there is you can filter by instrumentals.
Yeah,
so Justin, when you're going on the Submit Hub, just click the filter instrumental, so then you only get the blogs that will write about instrumental.
It was confusing because when you click instrumental, it also asks you to select like a secondary genre. And some of them would like this blog doesn't write about this type of music, but then like looking on the blog, I was like, yes, you do. So I like had to go back and filter out differently. So I would just submit to them and be like, hey, I think you like this music, even though it wasn't the exact filter that I thought my music fit into. So you might have to like play around with that and like look on Submit Hub to see like which ones are, but it's very limited people who want to do like jazz instrumental or like hip hop instrumental. Like a lot of people don't want that stuff, even if they write about it. They don't say it's confusing.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Right on. Cool. Yeah, totally. Anyone else have questions?
Just that Spotify.
Okay. Oh, what? Yeah, Jesse, what's up?
Oh, I just
Spotify
wanted,
question.
remember that lawsuit that happened?
Yep.
How did that affect us, if at all?
So, I had the sheet here for the longest time because they sent it out. But I know a bunch of you got that little form that said, you know, you can join the class action lawsuit and whatever. I don't know where that thing went. It was like here for a long time. I don't know. It's somewhere. But anyway, it's still processing. I'm trying to see. Actually, let's see. Spotify lawsuit. There was a way. Spotify publishing settlement.com. That's what it is. So let's see if I haven't heard of any updates of what to do, because it's Spotify publishing settlement.com, and that's when you can kind of add your names to this stuff. Okay. To view this, I don't know. Your legal rights, important dates. December 1st is the final approval hearing. So that was on the 1st. To participate in the settlement, please click here. Claim forms are not yet available, but will be upon final court approval of settlement. The final approval hearing is scheduled for December 1st, so a few days ago. Approximately 60 days after final approval, if granted, claim forms will become available for you to complete. Any appeals may delay when claim forms will become available. So, okay, a minimum of 60 days from right now. So like 2 months. So there's nothing that anyone can really do for the next 2 months. So, you know, we'll touch back in February to see here. If you would like to receive email updates or notification regarding this proposed settlement, please click here. So that's what I just did. I'm going to set up a notification so I can get a notification to let you know when all this stuff happens.
And what's
Cool.
Is it to increase the amount of money that people get per stream?
Basically, what they're going to do is, so Spotify settled for $43 million, I think. $43 million, I believe. Yeah, $43 million. Now, after this final approval hearing, that happened on Thursday or whenever, they will decide everything, and if it's going to stay $43 million, then what they do is they basically, everyone who submits a claim, so only the people that actually take action and do this, they will take the total number of songs that you've written, because this is now just for originals, because this is like a mechanical license settlement thing. So the song that you've written and the number of streams that they got on Spotify, they will take that number, you know, divided by 43 million, or basically they'll add your, let's see, all the people who submit claims, they take all of their streams, and they take your number divided by all the total number of streams of everyone who submitted stuff, and then that percentage is the percent that you get of $43 million. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, cool. So, but that, yeah, in about 2 months or something, you can submit a claim. Cool. All right, any other questions? Lou has a question. All right, so she's answered. She's been so good this whole time. All right, well, cool. Well, I think we have, I think, yeah, you have some work to do with the blog sheets and finishing the Spotify sheets. If you have any questions, post them in the Facebook group and that kind of stuff. And I will check back in like a week or two on Facebook Live. And if you're around and you want to dip in, that'd be awesome. If not, it'll be saved and everything like that. And then, yeah, Jesse.
I had a question. Sonnet said she was going to ask you. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Thank you. I totally forgot to look at those questions that Sonnet sent over. Wait. Jesse had a question. I think you said it took a tour of Rise, that new app from YouNow. Ooh, okay. If any of you have been paying attention to cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, just past $10,000 per Bitcoin, which like we all should be kicking ourselves because like 3 years ago it was like I don't know, a few dollars. At the start of this year, I think it wasn't it like $1,000 or $500 at the start of this year or something. Mark, you're jumping out of your chair. What was it? Tell me. What was it?
It was like 700.
Something like that. 700. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, whatever. This is crazy. Cryptocurrency is something that I barely understand, but all I know is that it's now 10,000 and it used to be 700, and before that it started at 6 cents. So, some people have made millions on this. But anyway, YouNow, the live streaming app that Jesse has been doing a lot of, they're launching Rise, which is it's similar to YouNow, and it's actually like launching very soon if it hasn't already launched. It's in beta right now or alpha or something. And they are working on cryptocurrency. So the creators that get in on Rise early on, instead of like the coins and the bars and stuff from YouNow, and like buying them through dollars, they have their own cryptocurrency within Rise. And if you bring people into the app, and also the more that you interact and the more that you use it, it's operating within their own cryptocurrency. So that's kind of what Rise is. So it's like this Rise version of YouNow. And the dude told me, so I talked with one of the creators of Rise, who's been at YouNow for years, and I was working on the Rise team. He was telling me that they are getting creators to come over, and I asked them if they were going to kind of close down YouNow and try to get everyone over to Rise. And he said, no, they don't have any plans to do that, but they would like everybody to go over and use Rise. So they're going to start pushing Rise really, really hard on YouNow to get everyone to kind of dip on over there as well. But they're like, we have tens of millions of users on YouNow that love YouNow, so we're not gonna kill YouNow when it's so popular still. So yeah, I mean, it's worth looking into. I told him to come back to me when he had some success stories, because it wasn't even launched yet, and he was like, this is what we're doing. I'm like, it sounds really cool, but at the same time, it hasn't been proven yet because no one's really on it yet. It's just getting started, but it might be worth checking it out. So Anna, actually, let's see. Okay. Here's another quick question, and then we're going to end with this one because I wanted to get to these questions. Anna Labi had something I'm wondering about: work for hires for session recording musicians. Can you talk briefly about it? I go back and forth. Always feels weird to have another friend musician sign. Oh, you're talking the contract. What do the pros do? Just have their managers do it? Thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, for work for hires in the studio, you can get a very quick one-sheet form that's a work for hire. I feel like we had one in the files section. There is one in the files section, so you can get, right? Mark is nodding yes. Okay, great. In the file section, you can do the work for hire, and yes, definitely recommend it. It covers your tracks. Just it's very easy. It's basically just saying that you are getting paid X amount of dollars to play on this session. You don't have any ownership. You're not going to get any royalties, yada, yada, yada. It's totally standard. And then they sign, and you're not getting any writer credit. Now, a lot of artists don't do this, which is totally fine, because it's pretty understood you get paid a few $100 to play on the track or whatever, or the song, or $100 or whatever it is. No one is really expecting to get royalties after the fact. That's just not common. However, there could be a case to be made if you don't talk about it or get it in writing and the song becomes a huge hit, that you could say, oh, I thought I was getting 5% or something like that, or I should have a writing credit on this because I contributed and my bass line made the song or something. So it's just good to get it in writing. That's, yeah, I mean, and we have a work for hire sheet in the file section. Okay. Oh, Jennifer had a question. I don't think Jennifer's here, but she said she can watch the replay. Let's see here. Have you used a message bot service to engage with your fans on Facebook, or do you know anyone who has? And do you have any tips, suggestion on how we could use it effectively without annoying people? All right, I am not message bots on Facebook. I don't know any message bots. Bots in general are iffy. I mean, I used to use Instagress, which was a Instagram commenting service that basically I could say, go comment on the followers of this account and comment on their photos with this emoji, and they would go do that. But it got shut down by Instagram because it's against their terms or whatever. I've tried out a bunch of these kinds of things, but I don't really recommend any kind of bots because we're in an era now where it's not about your number of followers or number of likes or number of any of that. It's about the engagement. And so the only reason to use a bot, the only reason I was using this Instagram bot was to go comment on other people's accounts that I thought would be interested in my account. So then they would be like, oh, who's this person that commented on my photo? Like I had like thumbs up or peace signs that they would comment on other people's photos. And then they would see that and like, oh, who is this person? Then they would see, then they would click on my account. They'd look at my Instagram profile. I'm like, oh, I like this. And then they'd follow it. That tactic actually really works. So now I do this. I have my interns do this manually where they go and comment on other people's Instagram accounts. And they get people to follow me back. And the numbers do increase actually really well on that on Instagram. Facebook messaging, I don't know of any Facebook messaging bots. I feel like there is a Facebook messaging something or another. I heard about this. All right. Forbes wrote an article on the Facebook messaging bots that I can link. Here it is. I mean, I've heard about these things, but I just haven't really done much research into them. Now this article that Forbes, I read this a year ago. You can kind of check them out. But basically just Google Facebook messaging bots and you can kind of read up on it. I don't have any that I've used or that like. It gets iffy because you want to be careful because if Facebook catches you using these things and it's against their term, they'll lock your account. So that's why it can get, like when my book was coming out last year, I had my interns message all my friends and say, hey, book's coming out, you can get it here. And after like 100, Facebook had slow down, you're going too fast. And then after like 130, they said, all right, you can't send any more messages for 24 hours or something. And so then that's just what happens. So they don't really like you mass messaging people. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna pause it there. Thanks for staying up late with me, guys. I know it's really late for some of you. It's 9:15 for me, and it's even later for some of you on the East Coast. Wow, amazing. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful. And let's get to work on the blog sheets, the playlisting sheets, and let's start kicking ass. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great evening. Peace.